minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Hello, lovely people, and it is Monday, the 11th of October, and it is the Monday Night Live show. Welcome to the show. As always, guys, the only thing we ask you to do on this show is like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. So please do that straight away. Like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hope you're all well. Got a lot of topics to get through today. Going to be speaking about Felix, Gini Wijnaldum, Oxlade-Chamberlain, as well as some transfer rumours and a bit more. Drift, how you doing this evening?
I'm blessed, bruv. Good to see you as always. When you sent me the schedule a little earlier, bruv, and I saw Felix, I thought you meant the cat food. I was going to say, you don't even like pets, bruv.
Yeah, I'm not an animal man, but I'm a João Felix fan, believe me. Hey, first and foremost as well, before we get going, we got a shout out to the main man like Aaron, who joins us on a Thursday night. It's his birthday today. It's going to drop the beat for Aaron. Aaron, happy birthday, brother. For everyone asking, Matt will be joining us shortly as well. For everyone also asking about Friday, yes, apologies, I had to shoot a flight out on Friday. Thank you to Matt and Drift for holding the show down as always. Yeah, something came up that I can't really discuss on camera. Pretty serious situation, but all good now. So I'm going to leave it there. But massive shout out to Matt and Drift for holding it down. And massive shout out to all the callers and people who helped to keep the show rolling as per usual. I've seen KG in the chat as well. Make sure you guys go and check out KG Vision on YouTube. Again, another great panelist we have on a Thursday night that makes the show so fantastic. Had a little slip up on the show. If you know, you know. But as always, shout out to KG. We've got a super chat here from Mr. Cat Sand that says Nations League is boring. Hate these games. On that, Drift, I'll be honest. So I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I've not been able to catch any of the international football because of stuff that happened on Friday. I was working over the weekend, just crazy. What's your thoughts been on the stuff that's going on, Drift, the international games?
The Nation League final, semi-final stuff was actually really great, enjoyable football matches. Like, I actually really did like it. I can't lie. I took myself out of the whole hate international football and was just like, let me just watch it. And it was actually really enjoyable. So from that point of view, the football, there's nothing wrong with the football, but it's the whole thing of just overplaying the players. And like what Courtois was saying today, obviously, like KG sent in the group, and as he put it straight, people are going to look at it like he's being salty because they lost, but he's not. People have been talking about this for months and months, but you know what I mean? In that moment, maybe people will go, oh, look at him, because they lost the game, they're going to act like da-da-da. But he was just spitting bars. Like, they don't care about the footballers. And then you look in the comments, and you see a lot of people who, again, we have a lot of conversations where we say people don't treat footballers like human beings. And maybe that's actually the one part of us as a fan base where we just fully get it wrong. And we don't realize these men have families, wives, mums and dads. Like, they're just normal people. Do you know what I mean? Like, so when I'm seeing in the comments, yeah, I would love that problem, 100 grand a week, rare, and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, No. Listen, if you're looking at it from a point of view of who's privileged or who's not, none of these men will tell you they're not privileged. None of them. Every footballer knows he's blessed. Even a championship level footballer who only makes maybe 5 or 10 grand a week is still, he still knows he's blessed compared to the average man. But you have to look at it contextually. And they are under pressure. And again, on Thursday, when we got KG, who obviously brought it to our attention, and the man them will do it. So there's a little plug for you, something to look forward to on Thursday. I'm going to really break it down and go into depth about it. But it's more than just that. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of things that come with it that make it a totally separate situation to your average guy who has the average wage and probably does work harder. Of course he does. A man on a building site works harder than a footballer. That's a fact. And he gets paid a way less. That's a fact. But it's contextual. It's different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so we'll chop that up on Thursday. So that should be a great part of that show. But all in all, I enjoyed the football. I just don't like the rinsing of the players and the worry, the injuries. Curtis, Varane. I'm not even a Man United fan, but Varane went down in the game. He might be out now for Man U. You know what I mean? Like just
yeah.
You know what I mean? Just things, man. And you're like, why is it turned to 3, Cal? Used to be 2. International break used to be 2 games. Why is it 3 games now? And don't give me that we're trying to chase the World Cup thing, because that's your fault. You shouldn't have made the World Cup happen then, or you should have just got rid of the Euros. It was a wonderful tournament to watch, but it could have not happened. But you wanted the money. Like all of this Russian stuff is all on you. Like that, nobody forced UEFA and FIFA to do all this.
Agreed.
So they can't then turn around and go this and that. And no, you should have just cancelled the Euros, give the players a summer off. We would have been a bit disappointed, but we would have fully understood. Wait for the World Cup, we keep it moving. Then none of this would have happened, bro.
Yeah, as you said, Drift, we're going to touch on this more in detail on Thursday. So I'm going to reserve my sort of thoughts on it for now. But I've got pretty strong views on it. And I think a lot needs to change, not just with their mindset. I think a lot of fans' mindsets as well. I do think as football fans, our mindset needs to change around it. The whole conversation of, oh, it is what it is because they get paid a certain amount of money. Nah, that's not on. Like, let's not act like footballers don't sacrifice a lot of their childhood as well. Don't get paid for that. So, like, as Drifty, you say, back paying that, like let's call it what it is, because a lot of us, when we're 18, 19, we're out clubbing or doing what we want to do. These are in bed early or traveling the world playing football and not getting paid as much as we probably get making certain other jobs. So, you know, it's got to be contextualized, as just said.
Parental sacrifice,
family.
Their mum and dad traveling up and down the country, constantly giving up their weekend when they've just worked a Monday to Friday and they're knackered. But now they've got to drive all the way to Birmingham from London or Manchester from...
My little one's 2.5, Drifting. You know, I've got to take him football on a Saturday for 9 a.m. and I work a flat out week. So
I'm saying, bro. And the one day you get to yourself, now you're up sacrificing Project Mbappe. Exactly. So let's be real.
Project Haaland. We're changing it slightly.
Oh, we're changing it. Okay.
I want a machine. I want a machine. Mr. Cat Sunday says, facts, Drift. That's the issue of injuries. Indeed. Teenage Mutant Ninja Skirtles, best name on YouTube. There seems to be a trend with players leaving us under Klopp and instantly regretting it. This should end. This should send a message to our current players telling them leaving doesn't guarantee success elsewhere. We're going to touch on the Genie situation very, very shortly. John the Second, big up John the Second. Why, John? KG had me crying, legend. Hashtag Geordie Rangers. Old school tunes. 80 says Scotland versus Israel. What a game. Come on, the Scots.
Wicked.
Yeah, I heard Robbo got 2 assists in that, didn't he?
Oh, bruv. If you the whip, bruv, it was old Robbo. You know that Robbo where goes out and then in again. Ah, yeah, bruv. It was wonderful.
That's what I like to hear.
They tried to say it weren't going to be a goal at first for a high foot. Yeah, bruv. There was about 2 minutes of pure worry that they were going to rule the goal out, but in the end, the referee saw sense and then he gave the goal.
Good. James Anderson, big up James Anderson. Say family, Felix is literally Felix. I literally thought this isn't a cat food commercial.
That's exactly what I said.
I'm feeling for Genie because he deserved the increase, being mad bear sacrifices. Indeed. All right, let's start with Genie then. We all here on Kop-Ish I'm only going to say us on Kopish because we obviously can't speak for the whole fan base. But we were upset to see Genie go, especially in the manner in which he left. Now, we also thought something similar might have happened with Henderson, but obviously Klopp stepped in there. Klopp also stepped in with the negotiation for Genie, but they couldn't get over the line. Obviously, he's come out today saying that he's not entirely happy with the situation at PSG. But, you know, he's going to have to roll with the punches, etc. Now, when... And again, this is not to dig out the super chat from Teenage Mutant Ninja Skirtles, but when we say players leave and the grass isn't greener, I don't think we can use that for this situation with Wijnaldum. And the reason I say that is because he didn't want to leave. And I know people will sit here straight away and rebuttal that and say, yeah, well, we should have just taken the contract he was offered. But there has to be that balance between getting what you're worth and staying for something. So I'll use an analogy, for example. If I love a car, for example, but it's not giving me the output or what I want it to do, no matter how much I love it, I've got to let it go. And I think that was the situation with Genie. He loves Liverpool. He loves the club. He loves Jurgen Klopp. But I think he got to a point where it's like, well, I've been sat on this wage for a certain amount of time. I'm seeing players who play a quarter of the games I play, sat on almost double what I'm making. I'm asking you to put me on this amount. You're not willing to do it. There has to be a point where I'm like, no matter what or how much I love you, you're not showing me that reciprocation back. So I've got to move on. I don't know what you think about that, Drift.
Yeah, I fully agree. I fully agree. I wish he had have took the money, but I'm not going to be angry at the man for thinking. The report that came out was they offered him 110 grand, which is a massive pay increase from 75. But as you said, he'll be looking at other players and he'll be thinking, you've been earning more money than I have for the entire time I've been there. And now I'm not even going to be earning more than you, even with a pay increase. It ain't fair. As you said, sometimes you have to look at it and it's not fair. And if I'm being completely honest with you, 75 grand a week is a lot of money.
Sorry,
but if you're
really sorry to cut you. Tony L in the comments is right. It wasn't just about the money, it was about the length of contract as well, which again, sorry to cut you again, Drift. I'm going to just go and make a quick point and let you finish. Henderson, if I'm not mistaken, got, was it 4? Did he get 4 years, Henderson?
Hendo got 4, yeah.
Henderson got 4 years. I'll say Henderson got 4 years like he's doing a jailbird. Henderson got an extra 4 years on his contract. Now, again, everyone knows how much we love Henderson on this channel. We probably get bashed by other fan channels and all that because of how much we rate and love Henderson. But Henderson has been less available through injury than Naby Keita since Naby Keita's been at the club, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that real?
Apparently so. I don't know how.
Bloody hell.
But, and again, I'm happy Hendo got 4 years. I am happy he did. But if you're telling me Hendo deserves to get 4 years, but Genie doesn't, when Genie, I can count on my hands. One hand I'm talking about how many games Genie's missed through injury since he's been at Liverpool, not just one season. It doesn't make sense to me. Genie would have been one of the first players who should have been given a 4-year extension, in my personal opinion. So again, it's not just the money, it's the length of contract. He's seeing his colleagues getting 4 years, but he's only being offered 2 or 3. He's got to have some self-pride. He's got to have some self-worth about him. I don't think he left Liverpool because he wanted to leave. He left because he's kind of forced out because of the circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, when you're 30, which is a year younger than Hendo, even when you're looking at the length of the contract, Genie only wanted 3. Hendo got 4. Genie only wanted 3, but they were only offering him 2. And you look at the situation and you think to yourself, you watch Mane get a new contract, which wasn't good enough, by the way. Mane should have been on way more, but he still watched it and they joined the club at the same time. He watched Firmino get a new contract. Do you know what I'm saying? And he obviously must have heard rumblings around the thing that Virgil and all them man would, because Virgil must have said to him, yeah, the agent's sorting it out, bro. Like, they're best friends. Like, so he knew there was all the rumblings going on of all the other contracts that were going to be sorted out for everyone else. And then he must have just sat back and thought, and they're buying me off like that? Like, why? Do you get what I mean? And it's a little bit like, you know that you've got a little bit of love, but
it's not enough.
It's not enough. You're like the middle child in a family of like 6 children, and you're like the first one to leave home because you just can tell at home everyone else gets a bit more allowance, a bit more time. You get shouted at more than everyone else. You know that, and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna leave home, man. Like I can tell I'm not treated the same as all the other brothers and sisters. Do you know what I mean? Like that must have been what Genie felt like. It wasn't that he wasn't loved. He just weren't loved as much as everybody else. So therefore, and he must have spoken to his wife, and his wife will be like, well, you're 30. This is your last contract, effectively.
That's a big one, yeah.
We've got to make sure we set up the family. He's got 2 young kids, like rare. So 70 grand a week is a lot of money. Of course it is. But 70 grand a week isn't the type of money where you could say you're set forever, though. Like, we have to be, and I know that might sound like I'm contradicting myself because it is a lot, but when you look at a footballer and a footballer thinks, right, when I'm 34, 35 and I retire, and unless I go into punditry, I probably won't make any money ever again other than investments with the money I've earned through football. 70 grand and less than, because when he was at Newcastle and PSV, he was getting less than that. So when you look at it, I think he was on 45 grand at Newcastle. So I'm guessing he might have been on similar at PSV. So like, if you look at it, like at no point in his career did he earn the type of money where he probably should have for his talent. And then he's probably thinking, if I retire, I'm never going to really financially be able to look at my career the same way others will. I might be a little bit of a Graham Souness in that, where I have a little bit of resentment when I look back, when I go, raw, for the talent I had and the level I reached, I never made as much money as I should have. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's a shame the Kenny Dalglish's and the Souness and them and they ain't multi-millionaires, because their ability was better than enough of these men playing ball now, but football just weren't like that back then.
Yeah.
So Genie can't leave his football career and go, yeah, I didn't earn anywhere near enough to make sure every generation is all right. Whereas now, on 200 grand a week or whatever it is at PSG, he has that security now where he's like, this last contract here, I can make sure this contract has us all good forever. Do you know what I mean? So you do have to look at it like that and go, he left for back pay. He did. He left for his back pay. Like that's why he left. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that, bro.
For me, as Liverpool fans, we always look at the business side of things as well. Even just from a business standpoint, as things go, it would have been better to hang on to Genie, because we obviously didn't have the money in the summer to go and get a central midfielder to replace him. So business-wise, it made no sense. And from just a footballing standpoint, for me, it made no sense. But enough 100%. About sort of how we feel about it. Drift, do you think he can turn it around at PSG? Or do you think he may look to leave sooner rather than later? There's a certain club that's just been taken over that he was at before he came to Liverpool.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I think he's a little bit emotional at the moment based on the fact that he's been dropped for a couple of games and it's took a little bit longer for him to settle in than maybe he thought it would. But when you already have an itching issue, now everything feels a little bit more annoying. Do you get what I mean? So I think if there was a situation where he went to PSG and he wanted to go to PSG and there was no qualms about doing it, this little situation would be like, man, let me fight for my place. But because he didn't really want to leave in the first place, now he's homesick. Anfield was home. He made that abundantly clear in the 5 years we had him that it was home and he loved it and it was everything. And again, it was everything his career is. If his career ended today, Liverpool is what his career was. All the other stuff he'll love and appreciate, but that was the build-up to the pinnacle, which was Liverpool. He'll look back at Liverpool the most fondly of any part of his career, apart from maybe his debut at PSV, his debut for Holland, things like that. So I just feel like he's extra annoyed at the fact that he's at a club he didn't want to actually go to, and now things aren't going great at that club. He feels a bit more hard done by. Don't get twisted. Messi probably weren't close from starting to feel a little bit like that. It weren't going that well for him at the beginning. He definitely didn't want to leave Barcelona. A couple more games of it not going that well for Messi. And you might have heard Messi coming out with the, I'm so upset I had to leave. It's not the same. Rare. It happens. It happens. Enough men who leave Liverpool, it happens to. Enough men who leave Arsenal, it happens to. No, there's loads of clubs where you see man go and ask like Kleb and Song and them man there, if they thought it was a good decision to leave Arsenal. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You thought it was a good decision, but it wasn't a good decision.
We're different to what Arsenal were at that point, though.
Yeah, but I bet they still regret it, Cal. I bet they still regret it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because they jumped ship and then they never got no playing time. I don't even know where their man ended up being after they left Barcelona. And they were good. Kleb was a good player, but it wasn't really the same for him after he left. And sometimes it works. Nasri, Van Persie, them, and I go, yeah, it was a good thing I left. So it can work the other way, but you just have to look at the situation sometimes and think, don't blame Genie, just blame the whole situation. There was more than one person to blame in that whole situation. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sorry, Matt. I'm just gonna read out a couple.
Yeah, no, that's cool, bro.
Come to you, bro. First and foremost, big up man like Grizz Khan. Grizz has got his own YouTube channel as well, so make sure you check it out. I saw the one that he did with Abby the other day where they accidentally went live and then had to freestyle it. Very, very funny show. So
no, I think they did it on purpose, but it was only to make sure it worked, and then the show ended up blossoming. I watched it; it was hilarious. That was the longest test. Man. I think it was like 45 minutes, and that was a joke.
Massive shout out to Abby as well, as always.
Always.
Couple stupid chats.
Trust me.
So Adaj3 says FIFA knows there is a problem, so they ask for the suggestions on how to fix these breaks. August to April season and 1 month of international in May. Like I said, Friday. That could run. That could run, to be fair. Similar to like an international tournament. So I get what you're saying there. Someone asked earlier as well how you can become a Kop-Ish member. All you have to do, guys, is click the link in the YouTube description and you can do that. Romop10 has just become a new member, so thank you, Romop10. Josh says, worried about the Watford game. No Fab, no Ali. I think the midfield needs major surgery in the summer. Thoughts, big up Kopish. Not to be rude, Josh, can we dissect that in more detail in the Watford preview? We will quickly touch on it, but we'll just dissect that in a little bit more detail. In terms of major midfield work in the summer, we're going to get to that as well. Just so Aspect Limited says McGinn is criminally underrated. McGinn's a good player. He is a good player. Nisa Pongi, hey lad, saw a dude with a Kopish t-shirt here in Auckland, New Zealand. Don't know if you order it through yours or made it himself. Love seeing the support worldwide. I waved at him and he was like, who is he? Bless whoever that is.
That actually humbled me right down to the very tip of my feet still. That's mad. Yeah,
that's mad.
Man. Big up, man.
That's mad. Still. Big up, man, for New Zealand, you know.
So, Matt, I'm just going to come to you because I need to, my internet is flashing, so I'm just going to restart it. But
yeah.
Just going to come to you about the Genie. I suppose you've heard about Genie's comments today, him saying he's not necessarily happy. Just wanted sort of your input. Do you think he can turn it around at PSG? Would you take him back at Liverpool, or do you think he goes to another club?
All right, first thing first, was I surprised by his comments? Maybe a little bit, because I find that he hasn't been there for that long, and he did start originally, but then he's kind of been phased out a bit, and it seems like they're playing Verratti and it's just again it at the moment as the two sitters, and then they got the 10 as Messi, or is it who's it? It's like Neymar, Messi, Mbappe. There's somebody else I'm missing. There's Di Marie. So he's not getting it at the moment. I do feel like though he can turn it around. I think he's good enough. I think they will need him because you're gonna need a squad. We all know this already. But here's the thing. The grass ain't always greener, but this is not his fault, though. I have to say, from what it looks like, he didn't want to leave Liverpool, but he kind of said, you know what? If you're not going to pay me what I believe I am or worth, then I'm going to have to bounce. And don't get me wrong, Genie's a professional and he will give it his all right till the end. I don't think he moves yet. I'll be very shocked if he does move because, again, PSG, just like any other club in world football, will pick up injuries, and I'll be surprised if they don't utilize him at some point. And I just think he has to sit tight. And I think Gini Wijnaldum is the type of player where, because it's for Liverpool, he's played nearly every single week. In fact, he has played every single week. This is a bit of a shot to the system now, like almost being like a squad player, so to speak. But he brings a different skill set to other midfielders, and I think he just has to believe in himself that he can do it. Do I think he will come back? No, I don't. I don't think I can't see a situation where we bring back Gini Wijnaldum. I don't see FSG going, oh, look, he's not happy. Let's bring him back. We made a mistake. I think FSG, one thing we have learned is they stick to their guns if they believe they've made the right decision in their mind. So I do think he stays at PSG for now, unless the situation really worsens and we get to January and he's not playing at all. That's when it might be a case of, do you know what? PSG might say to him, listen, if you're not happy, go find another club because we're paying you an extraordinary amount of money, but you have to understand this is a team game and you have to sit tight. Gini's not used to that. So I think we can only really tell in January, in my opinion.
Fair dues. Jamrock says, did anyone watch the Courtois interview about UEFA? Yes, Jamrock. You probably just missed it. You came in just after the start of Drifty was speaking about that. We are going to go into real depth about that on Thursday with KG, George, Carefree, Lewis as well, and Aaron. So that's gonna be a massive talking point in that show. So sit tight on that one for us, please, bro. Pete Hours says Jota Curtis injured and no Brazilians for Watford. Yeah, we're going to touch on that on the preview show for the Watford game. But yeah, just to say in short, not happy about the whole Brazil situation and the whole situation of not being able to play Abs and I was going to say Abs and Fally, Fabs and Ali. Very, yeah, it's very annoying. But again, nothing really that happens anymore in football surprises me, to be honest. Like it seems like they make it up as they go along. So this is another
I heard
thing
that we're
done.
the only country where the South American players aren't allowed to play.
Again,
I think in Italy and I think France, they're allowed to like come back and go straight in the team again. So I imagine if it was a Champions League game then. That would mean that we would actually be at a disadvantage because they can use their player and we can't.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, that's a point.
That's mad still.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah. What can we do? But guys, obviously I've seen in the comments some of you are split with the whole Genie thing. Some are saying that FSG did him dirty. Some are saying that Genie kind of made his own bed, so he's got a lie in it. So yeah, please continue to get those comments in. Next topic on the agenda. I'll just read out super chat first. So James says it's mad how we treated Genie. Sell Milner. There's 160k a week off the books and kept him. Genie's a baller ahead of Thiago right now for me personally. Interesting. In terms of fitness and availability, I wouldn't even disagree with that. In terms of ability and talent, I think Thiago's better, but Genie in our system was an absolute monster. Dean, apologies. I've not seen your super chat. I'll see if I can find it. If not, could you just send it again and we'll get it read out?
As a non-super.
yeah, it's a non-super. Yeah, we're not charging we're not gonna do that on this channel. We're like, I didn't see it, big man. You're gonna have to send that again.
Throw in some extra change. Bro.
Yeah, yeah. So Dean, if you can, just send us that message again.
Yeah, I can't see it, but yeah, send it again, bro.
All right, next topic on the agenda, and the topic that fills the thumbnail. João Felix linked to Liverpool. Apparently not happy.
It's definitely not the cartoon cat. It's definitely not the cartoon cat. Yeah.
Now the Portuguese sensation.
All
right. I'm going to ask a silly question, and I'm sure I get a very strong and short answer. Would you guys be happy if we signed João Felix?
Well, let me just say this. I can't remember who it was in the comments before we started. Big up to whoever it was. Apologies, I can't remember your name. But he literally put it how I'm going to put it. I'm not even going to answer your question. I'm going to ask you a question as an answer to your question. Did we get new owners, Cal?
Huh?
Because if you want me to believe any rumor about £150 million player is real, I need to first know if a Saudi conglomerate or somebody else is buying out Liverpool I didn't know about, or if there's a Chinese investor I haven't heard about, or something, because João Felix is costing at least 150, minimum 120, which is what they paid for him. Minimum what they paid.
It'd be a loan with an option to buy, apparently.
I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that.
Matt's face says it all right now, still.
So you can't see it all? Huh? You can see though, right?
I'm legally blind. I can see barely.
Barely.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think it happens. In terms of the player and the talent, jeez, he's a very, very top quality footballer.
Imagine if João Felix.
But Jamie and Kevin in the comments don't agree. They reckon he's just not that guy.
No, João Felix. This is. I don't want to get carried away.
I think he's Firmino, but with better finishing.
Yeah,
João Felix is a problem.
I agree. I think
Firmino with better finishing.
He is actually Firmino 2.0 because he's 22, 23. It's like the perfect age for him to have all the energy to do what Klopp made Firmino do right at the beginning of Firmino's development in that position. And you're right, and he's got better finishing. Or even if he hasn't got better finishing, Cal, what it is, he'll be new to the system, and it will mean that he can have the enthusiasm that maybe Firmino may even lost after 5 years of hard graft, that it will still be like he'll give you the same what Firmino gave at the beginning. And at the beginning, Firmino was giving us 20 goals a season, plus a whole bag of assists on top of that. So whichever way you look at it, João Felix to play the false nine is a beautiful rendition. Do you know what I'm saying? It just is.
He's a baller.
I just ask people in the comments? So a couple of you don't really rate Felix. Can I ask why you don't? And again, the reason I asked is because is it because of the system he plays in or his performances? Because I don't think Simeone's system necessarily complements him. But again, that's still no excuse for bad performances, though, in my opinion.
No, you're right, but this is how I see it. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, Atletico normally play that flat 4-4-2, yeah? When you're playing 4-4-2 and you're asking one of your most talented players, yeah, to do that hard, diligent working back, it's a lot to ask. You kind of just want to develop his game, innit? Just make him, just try and get the best out of him. And I kind of feel like at the moment, the way how he plays for Atletico, can't imagine what if Felix right now. Yeah, I know that would be kind of mad. But I will swap out one of them for Rafinha still. I can't even lie. I would.
KG's watching as well, you know. You're really going to get us into beef with KG, bro.
I'll speak to KG before Thursday. It's not a thing. But
you're gonna have to, bro.
no, it's not a thing. Big up KG. He knows. But no, bro, all jokes aside, Atletico, I always said, I don't know if Felix should be going there. Because the way they're very defensive, 4-4-2. Every man behind the ball and then counter-attack. Like, if you watch the way how he likes to play, especially for Portugal, it's very different. Very, very different. He likes to express himself when he plays. Like, he's a player that can create something. Atletico are very rigid, but them being rigid works for them.
As we'll probably find out when we play them.
Yeah, bro, I'm not going to lie. Because you don't want to know something. Their firepower is kind of mad. They still got the rat. Yeah, and the person is right. They are playing 3-5-2, but again, let's see how long they stick with that. They still got the rat, yeah. They brought back Griezmann, who has a point to prove. Yeah, don't sleep on Correa. I think he's kind of sick as well, Correa. I think he's very underrated. And you got a João Felix. And then on top of that, on the wing, you got Yannick Carrasco. And on top of that, you got my man, the midfielder. He's absolute. No, Marcos Llorente. He's serious as well. They got some ballers in Atletico. Can't even lie. They got and the Paul as well. But Atletico, even the Paul, I was quite surprised he went there. And I think it's maybe the Argentinian thing for him, maybe. I don't know, because obviously he was at Udinese. And going to Atletico is a massive step up. But I was still quite surprised he went there. But again, I just feel like they won't utilize João Felix. I think if he goes to a different team,
guy as well, Matt. They got the Paul in it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the Paul.
They got your guy, bro.
Argentinian in it. Like he went with my man. So, but Marcos Llorente is sick as well. They got players, bro.
All right. So, if I was to rank it between 1 and 10 of how likely this would be to happen, I'm gonna be real. I'm just gonna say a 1. I think it's that unlikely to happen. Let's just play fantasy land for like 2 minutes, though.
Just for the bands, let's say 2.
Let's say he does come though. Like, let's be honest. We've all been screaming that we want an out-and-out striker. He's not an out-and-out striker. Does he improve our squad? Hell yes. He does.
Yeah.
But is he actually what we need? Or are we going to be doing what Man United did and getting a Cristiano Ronaldo when they didn't need to?
No, I think he does, Cal, for the reasons we said just a couple of minutes ago, whereas he can play the system we play, meaning we don't have to change what we do. We just have to hope that he adapts and comes in and does what technically is what he's good at. So I know it sounds a bit hypocritical for me to say this, but if we was to sign a Haaland or a Harry Kane,
he does.
As much as that is exactly what we want, we would have to change the way we play in order for that player to fully fit in. Because
I don't think we would, you know, Drift.
I think we would, bro. Because even if you deep it now, Jota is dropping deep. Like, I think whoever plays up front for us just realizes the system means they drop deep. And even if you drop deep less than Firmino, you still drop deep. There's still loads of games now, but we're like, but Jota's all the way back in thingy again. Like, but it's natural in our system and the way we play.
Jota is just right. He's got a point. Jota is starting to drop deep a lot more.
Definitely.
To get involved
Harry Kane and them, man, there, we'd really have to, like, maybe not so much Harry Kane, because Harry Kane dropping in has become a very common thing at Tottenham even now. But if we was to buy an out-and-out striker, like a back in the day Michael Owen, I do think we'd have to tweak the system a bit to be like you are up there now, and now a few other people might have to do something a little bit different in order to fill in where that guy might normally drop in and help out and little things like that. Whereas Felix means we can just play the same way we do now. He just has to get used to us.
Do you know
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's a very good point. Do you know what I just thought of as well? Do you think maybe the reason being is that I'm just speaking hypothetically here, and this is mad hypothetical because this ain't never gonna happen. If we bought a Haaland drift, I generally think we would tweak the system to the point where our inside forwards would have to become more creators than goal scorers. But the reason it kind of is right now where Jota drops deep like Firmino is because Klopp kind of knows he doesn't have a skeng man like that. He don't have someone as good as Jota is. Jota isn't, dare I say it, we haven't seen it so far. Jota's not a 30-goal a season man. I think he could get like 20. I think if he stays fit, he can get 20. But he's not a generational talent like a Haaland, where Haaland bags 30.
Haaland drops deep as well, though, you know.
No. Haaland drops deep when he wants to.
In a different way as well,
Yeah,
Cal.
I don't think it's by design, maybe.
He drops deep more out of Dortmund aren't the greatest team in the world. And there's a few times that it'd be like, let me come in, get the ball, do a 1-2, and then I'm back in. Like, so Sancho or Reina or one of them, man, it'd be like a play off, make the run. That guy knows his run. He doesn't drop deep in a Firmino way, where Firmino's actually coming deep to be creative, get involved, leave space, intelligently move in order to create gaps for Mane and Mo.
I think
Haaland does it more like, I'm getting bored, so I'm going to come and get involved. But he wants the 1-2. Whenever I see him play, he comes deep, gets it, pings it off, makes the run. He wants the ball back. No, Firmino's not like that. It's different when Firmino.
Haaland assists a lot more than people realise.
No, he does. But I still feel like if he was to come to Liverpool, you wouldn't see him as deep as a Firmino. Bro, there's times when we've seen... Here's the thing. We're not saying a striker won't help out because that's how Klopp wants his striker to play. I think that's his design. But I just feel like if he knows he's got Haaland, he's going to think, you know, as much as I want Haaland to help out, I also know if I get this man in front of goal, he's just gonna bang goals. It's a little bit like, all right, I know that they weren't never the same, but you see when we had Daniel Sturridge, I know he had the injuries and maybe he couldn't press, but I know Klopp did ask him to kind of press, but he kind of allowed Sturridge to not press at the same time, because I remember him even talking about it, like, obviously, Daniel works hard, red to tear, but he's still having a go at him. But then when he scores goals, it's like all is forgotten. Not saying that he would just allow a man to do his own thing, but I kind of feel like with certain players, he gives you that little bit of leeway because you are so good. And I kind of feel like he done that a little bit, dare I say it, with Salah in the first couple of years, because we always used to say, maybe it's by design, but Mane and Firmino would always come back deeper than Salah. But I think as years have gone by, maybe especially from last year, Salah comes back a lot deeper now. And I think maybe Klopp's like, listen, I know you can get the goals and you can do your thing in defense. So I want you to do both. And that's maybe if that striker comes in, that he would have to prove. I just generally feel like if we was to get Haaland, I don't think Klopp's going to be like, I need you to do a Roberto and drop that far deep. That's what I think, innit?
Fair dues. A couple super chats. So Jamrock says South American countries are on the COVID red list in the UK. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
It's just strange that they're only on the UK red list and not on like France or Italy or any. Like, it's just a bit weird, isn't it?
Everything about the rulings has been a bit weird, though. Let's be honest. Roll Matt 10, thank you for your super chat. Why John says Chiesa is the guy. Yeah, but prying him away from Juventus, I think it's going to be bloody difficult for anyone.
The fact he's Italian means he'll probably have that feeling of wanting to be a legend in Italy more than like anything. Do you know what I mean?
And they had him on loan to begin with. And then for them to have him on loan and then get him and then sell him, I don't see Juve doing that. He's their crown jewel, I think. I don't know.
Only other time they did that was with Coleman. But I feel like because Coleman was French, it was a bit easier for them to part with him. Chiesa's Italian. They're going to want him to become a legend.
He's the talisman for them.
Yeah,
I think so.
And he's the national team's golden boy as well, which makes it even more that they're going to want him to, like, do you know what I mean?
For real.
Jamrock also says Felix, his body would break down with Klopp. I don't know if I agree with that one, Felix. I think that's a little underhanded jab at Klopp there still.
That's a bit hard to say. You know
we
what?
know what you're doing there, Jamrock. We know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'll fling this back at Jamrock, though. I wouldn't say Coutinho was injury prone. Obviously, he picked up injuries here or there, but he wasn't like you would look at him and go, he's very, very durable. But Coutinho, to his credit, was durable enough to get through. Maybe Felix will bulk up a little bit as well. Like, remember when people come over to the UK, I remember when Gabriel Jesus did for Man City, and he was very, very slight. If you go look at Gabriel Jesus back at Palmeiras, he was slight. And then I remember they was talking about getting him on a training regime, and Fernandinho took him under his wing, and he kind of had to beef up a bit. So that's what players do sometimes, anyway.
I actually would say Coutinho was extremely robust, you lot. At Liverpool, he barely had any injuries when you think about it.
It's true. No, but now you said that, he didn't have a major injury, did he?
Not that I can remember.
That's what I'm saying, yes. And but again, some people will say, oh, but he doesn't work as hard as other players. But that's not for lack of effort, though. I don't think.
Yeah. You know what? I might not have been the most upset when he left, but I definitely miss him the most. I can't lie. Out of all the players that's ever left Liverpool, I miss him the most.
The way we talk about Coutinho is like,
That's interesting.
Well, out of all the players, or in recent memory,
even Torres, who broke my heart the most out of every time that player.
I swear down.
In all the world-class ballers that we've lost, I miss Coutinho the most. Coutinho for me is old school throwback, baller.
He is.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just like forget your system. I'm gonna show you a little foozer. You know what I'm saying? Listen, anyway,
for me, it was
Gerrard Newcastle, but we moved.
No, I don't count Gerrard, Cal, because his career just finished. That's a bit different, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about Manu who like ducked out and we had to like shot them and all that. Like Gerrard, even when he left, he was 35. Like the career was over. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, Klopp would have got a tune. Like I just want to see Klopp.
Do you think so? Gerrard, what, at 37? When Klopp come in?
One season, bro. I reckon Gerrard could have helped us that one season, bro.
Oh, we were like a 37-year-old Gerrard in the intensity of a Klopp system. That might have been a bit.
No, I don't know if he would have been.
That might have been a bit much. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, he might have been 35.
He'd have been 35.
Yeah.
No, he left us guys when he was 35, and then Brendan had a whole nother season and a bit after he left, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
35, I think, bro. I think. But put it like this.
Sorry, you're right. Sorry, do you know what? For some reason, I'm thinking the season after we nearly won the league, Gerrard had gone. But no, he was here then, isn't it?
But let me ask you this then.
Even a 36-year-old Gerrard, but...
No, but look at Milner. Look at Gerrard's fitness level was...
We did already notice a little bit Gerrard's legs were starting to go a bit. We have to be honest. As good as his legs were going a bit.
That's because Brendan's tactics were just
Brendan's
towards the end, bruv.
Yeah, it kind of was.
I still kind of, I'm teetering on the fence of whether a 35, 36-year-old Gerrard could have handled the intensity of a Klopp system. That is a big ask. Because he would have been in midfield. He would have been in midfield in the robust engine. Like, I don't know. That's a big ask.
Let me ask you this. Who you trust him more? Especially like because he doesn't have, as Kaz said, not in every game, but let's I said to you, we're traveling to Man City. And Gerrard is fit, Ox is fit, and Naby's fit. Who are you picking?
Hold on, Gerrard is fit, Naby's
fit, and Ox is fit. Who are you picking to play alongside Firmino and Gerrard?
Because
that's what we are. That's where we are right now.
No, bro. Because by the time Thiago comes, Gerrard would have retired anyway.
All right, Thiago weren't there because you're talking about.
We're talking about Emery, Chan, Lallana.
So say it goes in there with Chan, so it'll be Chan, Coutinho, and Gerrard. So Chan could do the legwork. Gerrard just has to. In fact, you could do a 4-2-3-1. Just dictate. Just do the playmaking.
He could. You know what? He could have been a very effective, selective game player, but he wouldn't have been an every week player. No,
you wouldn't need to. Yeah, it's because Steven Gerrard could dictate a game with his eyes and just put out a moment of magic, bruv.
Just to play a season with Klopp, he deserved that.
He did. Definitely.
Someone just said here, Francisco A said like Cruz. I'm gonna be real. Steven Gerrard probably faster than Cruz right now.
Yeah, for real.
Cruz is younger than people think, though. I think he's only 31
he's 30
or something.
or 31, but what I'm saying
he's
is
not
Cruz,
actually as old as you think he is.
he can't run, but this guy can dictate a game. Like, he's different. Cruz is different.
Jamrock said no underhanded. Look at his injury history now. Who's that? Is that to do with Felix?
Klopp.
No, I think Felix. I will. Ash says 21 absolute filthy talent. Simeone ain't using him right. Just look at Griezmann back, stack squad. They're gonna sell him, so we should be in for him. Once again, I don't think we've got that sort of money for him.
Yeah, they're not gonna lose peas on him when he's still only 23. There's no way.
Bare time on his contract as well.
Did you say? Did I read that right? It's 9 years.
I think he signed a 7 or a 9 year contract.
Bro, what kind of? I'm not gonna lie. His agent had a howler that day. His agent had a howler that day.
John Moore says, big up guys with the Newcastle takeover. Do you think FSG start asking questions if it's time to sell up, as they already can't keep up with the likes of City and Chelsea? Personally, I think they could. I don't think they'll sell up.
Not right now.
FSG will only let the club go if they get double what they feel they want. So I reckon they want 2 billion. So I reckon it would need to be close to 4 for them to actually say yes. I've heard rumours they rejected 3 billion. I think it would need to be close to 4 for them to actually go, yeah, all right, cool.
If they are going to sell us, it won't be for now. I'll tell you that much. Not with the new stand being built and things like that. No, they're selling us for now. Dean says, couldn't DM Matt about the mod stuff. Twitter won't allow me to DM people. We getting Chiesa, Newhouse, and Mazuri in the summer. Also, we are scouting Damsgaard.
Let me check that now, Dean.
I'm gonna be real. Mazaruri, I'd be over the moon with for him to compete with Trent. Chiesa, I don't think we've got a chance, and Newhouse, I genuinely don't know, because we were linked with him quite heavily this year, and I think we could have really got him if we pushed for it, and we didn't. So I think if Klopp wanted him, I think we could have got him this summer.
The Chiesa part ain't happening now. Yeah, it ain't happening. We've got to get our head out of the Chiesa world. That's not happening.
But Mazaruri, there for me is no argument for that one. As someone to come in and compete with Trent, I think, and on a free as well, I think that should be done. Especially if we can sell Nico. For me, that you're upgrading the position and you're actually making a profit on that position. So for me, it's a no-brainer. That's just my personal.
Check your DMs now, Dean. Just check now if you got my DM, bro.
Nice one, Matt. Nerdbeat says, evening, lads. Evening to yourself, Nerdbeats. Hope you're well. We need Gravenberch and Bellingham. I need a dollar. A dollar is what I need. Yeah.
I'm guessing Neuro wants Naby and Ox both gone at the same time then, because we're not going to buy 2 midfielders without anyone leaving.
I would do that.
No, I would, but I don't know if there's a world where they would both go at the same time, if that makes sense.
Well, we're going to come to Ox shortly. Jamrock says Vlahovic drops deep for Fiorentina. To be fair, he does. Geordie T says, any player Klopp approves of, I approve of and will trust. He has never done us wrong. Even the players like Naby and Ox, you could see how they fit. Look, Klopp's not perfect, but when it comes to player acquisition, you're not really going to hear much complaints, like especially after the Jota one. The Jota one, that was the one that was just like, yeah, shut your mouth now, Carl. Like, enough's enough of you doubting him and trying to act like you know better than Jurgen. Like, that was the one that shut me up.
And Vlahovic, just quickly, he does drop deep, but I think he drops deep the same way Haaland does, to make 1-2 spinning behind and do stuff like that. He doesn't drop deep to be creative. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's a difference between dropping deep to get involved in the build-up and dropping deep to be creative. Bobby drops deep to be creative. Those other guys drop deep to just be involved in, but I'm still the one who's going to score. I'm going to come in, do this spinner behind, boom, boom, but I'm still the one that I want you to...
But that's because there's no other goal scorers in that team, whereas we've got Salah and Mane and Jota. So
yeah, it's definitely how it works. But like, because Vlahovic is actually a lot quicker than I think people realize. Like when he gets ahead of Stingard, he's actually pretty fast still.
Yeah,
he is actually pretty fast.
Jamrock says could have got Newhouse for 21 mil euro. Klopp didn't want. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I heard that come out as well, Jamrock. But again, it's like, do you know what I find kind of interesting, Jamrock? All these stories always come out once the transfer window has passed. Like, oh, we could have got this person. We was in talks, and then so it's hard to say. I'm not saying you're even wrong, Jamrock, but I do find it kind of mad that at the time, I remember the journalist. His name, I think his name's. What's the journalist's name? I'm trying to remember. There's a German one, and he was like, Liverpool inquired about him, spoke to him, but never kind of came back with a firm offer or anything like that. So,
you know what FSG are like? They're like a guy who's being cheap and don't want to take his girl out. So make a reservation, but they've told you if you're 10 minutes late, we've got to give your table away, mate, and you will be given a £20 reservation charge. But he knows that meal's going to cost him about £110. So he'll deliberately be late, get there, go, babe, pay the £20 because it saved him £90 on the actual amount he would have had to pay for the meal. That's FSG.
I'm gonna be real. I ain't spending £100 on food for me and my missus still. I love her to bits, but for me to pay £100 to put something in my mouth and then that evening I'm doing it out.
I'm not gonna lie. When you say it like that,
no, but bro, it's the underhand bullshit tactics of disappointing your girl, all the lies and the deceit and the deliberate moves, just because. And it looks like you made effort.
I'd probably just tell them.
It looks like you made effort, but really, you knew what you were doing all along. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm saying I wouldn't be a good football owner because I'll just be like, yeah, we ain't doing that, babe. Sorry. Like, Morley's still open. I get you a bucket for Morley's. You want a bucket for Morley's? If you want a bucket for Morley's, I'll sort you out right now. I'll throw in 2 chips as well. Dinesh says, evening, gentlemen. Did you see Arsenal fans on the football terrace saying that Smith Rowe will be better than Trent in the future?
Yeah. I haven't even seen that.
Is there anything an Arsenal fan would ever big up their own player, though, that wouldn't shock you? They've been making those kind of statements for too long now for me to be shocked by it.
Big up the Don Robbie each and every time. I was looking Don Robbie right in his face, and he told me and said, Pepe has end product. And I said, what? Listen, love Robbie, that's our brother on the channel. But listen, Arsenal fans, they can get a bit gassed.
Emil Smith-Rowe is an absolute baller, though.
He's a baller. So is Tini. They got some ballers, but I just think
good. He's just good.
Yeah,
I don't think he's anything special.
I like what I see, Cal. I must admit, Emil Smith-Rowe gives me a little throwback vibes. He's a baller still.
No. But that's not
good though. He's just good.
So
he's
far,
not like generational or anything like that.
No, he's not generational. No.
He's not better than Saka. He's not even a lord of his...
I actually think he is. I think Emil Smith-Rowe is better than Saka. I just think Saka's more effective with his directness.
Just been sucked in already, boy.
No. If you ask me who's a better footballer, I'll say Emil Smith-Rowe, 100%. Who's more effective in a football match? Saka. He's more direct. But who's a better footballer?
Every Emil Smith-Rowe take, bro.
No, Emil Smith-Rowe is a better baller, but Saka's more effective. Saka will probably have a better career due to being more effective in a football match.
He ain't touching Saka for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, that's hard to say, and I guess we ain't got to worry about that. But one thing we do need to worry about is every now. But every now and again we need to make sure our Arsenal brothers are all right. Do you remember? Again, I'll stress it again. No. This is when I knew they hit a new low. Remember when they got Pepe and they said Pepe, Aubameyang, and Lacazette can rival Salah, Mane, and Firmino. Do you remember that?
They said they'll be better.
Bro, this is what I'm saying.
Couple man in the chat are agreeing with me though, so I'm not all the way out there, Cal.
I hear you, Drift. I hear you.
Who's better, Drift? Smith-Rowe or Harvey Elliott?
That's a tough one still, because they're very kind of similar. Oh, that's a tough one.
I'm talking about Harvey Elliott.
I'll go with Elliott not to be biased based on the fact that he's a few years younger and at the same level. So I'm actually trying to be level-headed rather than biased in my actual judgment. Emil Smith-Rowe's good, man. I actually rate him. I actually think he's a very good player.
That's it. No, you're right there. I think he's good as well. But I just don't know whether he's better than Saka. And not only that, and I know they play different positions, but I would say Arsenal's two best youngsters, in my opinion, are Saka and
held up
Tierney.
Arsenal last
Saka and
season.
Tierney, for me, are their two best youngsters. And I think
Is Tierney even allowed to be classed as a youngster anymore? He's about
like
23, 24 now.
He's 24
Is he
now?
really still be allowed?
No more, bro.
Oh, I thought he was. Sorry, my bad. I thought he was 22.
Yeah,
23.
he's not allowed to be counted as a youngster.
He's still a good.
anymore,
He's still a good left back though.
Yeah, he ain't in Feltham no more, bro. He's in the adult wing now, bro.
No, but he's still.
Hey, do you wanna know the
You got a
wickedest
harsh,
thing? Yeah,
you know.
you know the wickedest thing. I rate Tierney, and Tierney is a good player, but I feel like that is one talent where I think people are a bit overhyping based on the fact that he just stands out in a poor Arsenal team. Tierney's good. I don't think he's as good as people are. Like, I've heard people say he's better than Shaw, he's better than Robertson. Nah, come on, man, he's not. We have to be like, he's not. We just got to be real.
No. He's good though. He's good.
I honestly wouldn't even say he's better than Chilwell. I wouldn't. Like, I think people are getting a bit carried away with it. Tierney's good, but I genuinely think he's getting a bit overhyped as well. Still, I do. I think he's one player that gets a bit overhyped.
I think so. No, I
think he's still very good. It's just
I think he's good,
Arsenal fans.
He's good. Of course, yeah, he's good. He's definitely good.
For me, he's not world class yet.
Who?
Tierney. He's not.
No,
but that's what I'm saying. In that aspect, I think he's overrated because they'll say he's world class, whereas for me,
I see. Yeah, no.
I still think he's sick. I think he's the third best left back in the league, personally.
Fair enough.
He might be. I'll have to think about them, but.
Himanshu says, "Can I apply for the mod role? I need my back pay. if you want to become a mod, just DM one of us your YouTube URL and we'll get you onto the mod list. So anyone who wants to be a mod, we appreciate it. We appreciate our mods a lot because you lot are bloody fantastic, man."
Quick question, guys. Yes or no? So we don't dwell on it. Who's been better over the last 2 seasons? Tierney or Alonso?
Tierney. Alonso's terrible.
I'll probably say
Alonso.
I'll probably say Tierney. Alonso's had moments.
He is terrible, bruv.
Alonso, I'm gonna be real. I don't rate it. Alonso's just good at set pieces, fam.
He is.
Terrible. I reckon if we actually looked at it statistically, which I know is always a bit skewed, I reckon Alonso's actually been better than him.
Let me ask you this. I think the best way to answer is this, yeah?
Remember, he plays as a wing back as well.
I was going to say as well, he gets shielded hard. Who would you rather have, though, Drift, as your left back?
Oh, Tierney. There
you go. That's the best way to... That's how I look at it. Who would you rather have?
But I just wanted to throw that spanner in there because the whole Tierney hype, I'm just saying, I think if you looked at it statistically, he probably hasn't even outperformed Alonso.
You know what? It's because of the back 5 tax. It's the back 5 tax as to why.
Maybe.
That's why he's there.
Yes, Himanshu, you can DM us on Insta if you can as well. Bassett one says Coutinho, Torres, Suarez, or Mane, Fowler, and Salah.
What? Say that again?
Who were the first 3?
Coutinho, Torres, and Suarez, or Mane, Salah, and Fowler. You already know which one I'm going for.
Mane, Salah, and Fowler.
Yeah, same.
Mane, Salah, and Fowler. It's not even hard.
Fucking hell, though. He says Suarez and Coutinho.
Look at the gunman in the. I shouldn't even keep saying that, but look at the.
No. I hear that. But he said Coutinho.
He did.
Suarez and Torres. Yeah. So you could play a reverse diamond and have Coutinho sitting in behind Torres and Suarez.
Oh,
that decision is something that I will firmly take splinters in my backside. I'm sitting on the fence.
No, bro.
I'm fully sitting on the fence. I'm fully sitting on the fence.
Mane, Salah, and Fowler.
No, I heard you. I heard you,
bro.
But
so basically,
I'm saying
all he's done. All he's done
is Suarez as a strike force.
No, bro.
Fowler in the middle of Mane and Salah, bro.
He's taking out Firmino and putting an absolute leg, man.
I am on the fence. I'm not answering that question.
I'm on the
I'm
side.
going. I'm not sitting on no fair. Listen. I don't need to split.
Like right now, my recency bias is telling me that it's Mane, Salah, and Fowler because, like, it's just easy.
Mane, Salah,
But I'm
Fowler
actually
will be-
thinking about a reverse diamond of Coutinho creating for Torres and Suarez. I'm guessing we're saying everyone's at their peak as well.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Torres and Suarez in their peak, with a peak Coutinho creating chances for them, which they can both pretty much create for themselves as well. Free kicks from Coutinho and Suarez. We ain't even got no free kick takers in that front three, remember? We got Suarez and Coutinho.
Hold on, whoa. Fowler can't take a free kick.
No, not like Coutinho and Suarez, bro. Come on, man. We gotta be real. No, we gotta be real.
Hold on.
But we gotta be real. Not like Coutinho and Suarez.
No, but we don't even need the free kicks.
Please don't sleep on Fowler's free kick taking abilities.
No, but not like Coutinho and Suarez, Cal.
He didn't do it as often, bruv.
Yeah, because he wasn't as good as.
No, because we had other man who could take free kicks like Gary McAllister in them, man, bro.
Yeah, I know, bro. Fowler's good at free kicks, of course, but not like Suarez and Coutinho, bro. We ain't got no set piece takers, you man.
Bruv, I'm gonna be real with you. Fowler and Salah at their peak, and Mane at their peak. Mane gets 20 plus goals. Salah and Fowler get 30 plus each.
Cal, that's why I said I'm on the fence. I refuse to answer the question. Because I think a peak Suarez gets 36 goals in the league. I think a peak Torres gets about 25 to 30 goals in the league. And Coutinho would chip in about 10 to 15.
But they never did.
Yeah, because Torres always got injured. So in this fantasy world, there's no injuries to Torres because he's peak Torres. So that means he gets like 25 goals, Cal.
We've seen Salah do it and we've seen Fowler do it. And
I'm on the fence. I'm firmly on the fence. I'm on the fence and I'm not getting off it.
This is the best way to do it. Who's the best finisher out of all three groups?
It's not even close.
Suarez.
Oh no!
Damn, son.
No, do you know what? It's Fowler, but Suarez isn't far behind him. We got to be real. He's not far. It's very minimal.
If you said 101 in front of goal, 101 in front of goal, I'm putting Fowler. But if you said 25 yards, I'd be like Suarez. Like if you're talking outside the box, I think Suarez can smash them in a bit better than Fowler. But I just think
outside the box, I'm still taking Fowler.
Here's what it is. I'm
gonna be real.
Steve Staunton, bro.
No, I know.
You know what? Fowler's instinctive predatoriness is better than anybody in that whole list. But that doesn't mean that there aren't other players who in their peak can't finish just as well, because instinctiveness isn't just the only thing you need. Torres and Suarez are still two men you can put your house on if they're through on a one-on-one. Let's keep it above 50. We experienced it for years and we know it's real. If them two in their peak are through on goal one-on-one, and there's an argument they're both better with their backs to goal as well, guys. Like, we have to be honest. There's actually even an argument with their back to goal, they're both better than Fowler. So it really is. Bro, there's kind of an argument that they're both better with their back to goal.
Who?
I think there's an argument Torres is better than Fowler with his back to goal.
I don't think he is.
Torres was a monster with his back to goal, you know?
No, he wasn't, bro.
Bro, he would do things like spinning behind, back flicks, like lay off, spit, like peak Torres and Gerrard. He used to play with his back to goal a lot, and Gerrard would make the runs past him, bro.
He didn't play with his back to goal, though, Drew.
Bruv, not like a Harry Kane or a Lewandowski, but he's capable of it, though.
Not even a Firmino.
No, but Firmino, that's his game. Firmino, back to goal is Firmino's thing in it. So, yeah, obviously he's not. Listen, I'm on the fence. I'm not answering that question.
Yeah,
I'm not answering that question.
I'm saying it with chest, bruv. Suarez was a monster. Torres was a monster, but Fowler, Salah, bruv.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
only one of them man have scored 40-something goals and they took him peak.
Yeah, but there's a massive. I think there's more than enough evidence to know that Suarez in a Klopp system would have got about 55 goals in a season. I think there's enough evidence that that's not a wild statement.
That's true. No, that's true. That's true.
We saw what Mane did in 1920 as well, yeah?
I'm on the fence, guys. Can we move on? This is making me very uncomfortable even having to think about this.
I don't
even want to think about it no more.
Dean says Chiesa is better than Felix and Bobby, though. Different positions, though. Different position.
Yeah, hard to say.
Different positions. I don't think
Okay.
Casey would be great as a number 10, but as a winger, he's absolutely fantastic.
He's flames, bro. As a winger, he's flames.
Z says, off topic, Drifty. What up with your boys at Wilder excuses?
Has he made any recently? I don't know. That just hotting me up, you know.
Right,
I don't think he's made. Listen, at the end of the day, I told you lot already. I totally get where everyone was coming from, that he can't box as well as Fury, and I knew that. But I think he gets more disrespect than he deserves, as in people always act like he's this and he's that and he's rare. Look, the man's a warrior. And at the end of the day, he proved himself to be a lot better than I think people thought he was. And I hate to say it, but that was the two best. Whether people like it or not, I think maybe Usyk without box Wilder, but I don't think he can take Wilder's power. So that would be an interesting fight if it ever happened.
I don't think Wilder could catch him.
But if he does, it's lights out. And I definitely now, after watching that, with no disrespect to AJ, think that he would really struggle with Wilder. I feel like his whole persona now of being a bit like cagey and stuff as well, I think Wilder would beat AJ. So
fair enough. We'll chop that up on another show.
Yeah, for real. We definitely need to. That might be an ish talk.
Yeah, that's definitely an ish talk.
That's an ish talk right there.
P. Hour says Curtis and ES are on the same level. Trent and Saka are levels ahead. Trent and Saka are a level. No, look, Trent's just in his own league. Like, no disrespect to anyone or the super chat. Trent is just, please, when they, it's weird because when they do things like, oh, young players and rating young players, Trent always gets left out because people act like he's older than he is. Like, Trent is a level above all of these lot. It just is what it is. Like, he's levels, man.
It's not fair because now he's at that age where you can't call him young anymore. But for the last 3 or 4 years, nobody was calling him young.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like you know what it's like? He's like the kid who has a massive growth spurt about 7 or 8 years old. And he looks like he's like a 13, 14-year-old, but he's not. And then all the teachers and everybody always treats him like he's old, but he's not old and it ain't fair. You know, like we've all seen those kids, innit? Where he looks older than he is, so he gets treated like he's old, but mentally he's still only young. And it's like, well, that ain't really fair. Like, why are you treating him like he's older? Trent has always been treated like he's a big man, and he's been a kid for the majority of the success that Liverpool had. What was it, 1920 he was when we won the Champions League? That's crazy.
Yeah.
They'd be ranting and raving about, if that was Mason Mount or Phil Foden, can you imagine the way they'd be sucking him off?
They still are.
That's what I'm saying. And then I think Mount is 23 and Foden's 22. They're kind of not even young themselves anymore, but like...
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Jamrock says, you know where I stand when it comes to midfielders. I wanted two, but you also know I believe Klopp's plan was to develop Jones and Elliott, another 2 midfielders hinders that. Maybe 2 midfielders does hinder that. I think 1 doesn't. Plus, again, Jamrock, I think this is where we agree. Iron sharpens iron. I think if you're good enough, you'll rise to the top anyway. So we've seen Foden, for example. Like Foden, he's got a bagger man who you'd look at on paper.
Mods assemble.
Foden can't get into this team, and Foden starts in the team. So, Dean says Livramento, Mazraoui. I can't even say his name. Mazraoui, Lamptey could all challenge Trent. Yep, I agree with that. Don't know about Livramento. I think it's a bit early for him.
I wouldn't say challenge. I'd just say make the squad great.
Yeah, true.
Mods assemble, please.
Yeah, please do mods. Dinesh says, which 2 would you take? Sir Kenny and Ian, Fowler and Owen, Suarez and Torres.
Flip here now.
I know I didn't watch. I didn't really watch Kenny and Rush in it. But
we've got to be honest. That it is Kenny and Rush.
It has to be. It has to be.
We never got to watch them live, really, but from what you've seen and the tapes and the whatever, Kenny was Suarez and Dalglish was Owen, but probably better.
No, you said Kenny was both of them still. I know he's special, bro. You can't be 2 players. Dude.
Oh, sorry. And Rush was Owen.
That's making me to 2 players, you know.
Well, I said Kenny was Suarez and Dalglish was... Yo, you
was
get
it?
what you get what I'm saying, innit? So
That's
like
all the time, bro.
I think you'd have to go Kenny and Rush. Ian Rush is our all-time record goal scorer. Like,
Yeah,
you can't sleep on that. And old school Rush, not that Rush I saw right at the end of his career. Old school Rush had pace as well. So like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Different.
Got a super chat here again. Dean says top 5 for me is Simicast is in top 5. Semi-class. I think it's too early to say that at the moment.
World or Prem? Because I agree
Prem.
if you say Prem.
Prem.
Not the world, but if you say Prem, I agree.
Yeah.
It might be in the Prem.
Probably Prem, definitely.
I think the 4 that we named are the only ones better, right?
I'm trying to think who else there is.
Shaw, Chilwell, Tierney, Robbo.
I'm trying to think of some of the lower teams as well. James Justin was really good until he got injured.
He was Regulon. What about Regulon?
He's
I like Regulon, but I think maybe defensively he's a little bit sus. But I do like Regulon. He is good.
Attacking wise, he's good. But yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, someone said Bertrand, Cresswell, that man there.
Bertrand looks like he might have kind of run out of steam.
Luca Digne.
Digne.
Luca Digne. Yeah, Digne is good still. Forgot about Digne. Yeah, there's quite a few good left backs in the league still. Digne is one of the guys I'd put over Tierney as well, if I'm being completely honest.
Normally he's very consistent, but then I don't know. Has he been that good this year? I haven't really watched.
He's injured at the moment, isn't he?
Cancelo plays left back as well, but you'd say
Cancelo he's a right back playing at left back though.
I still think he plays left back better than Tierney.
Yeah, he does because Cancelo
better than Chilwell.
Yeah, he is. Cancelo's special.
Do you know what, though? I will say this, though. As sick as Cancelo is, I think when you play for Man City, though, bro, this brother just has
he was doing it at Juve as well, bro.
No. I'm not saying he wasn't, but, bro, remember, if I'm not mistaken, he played at Inter Milan and he played at Juve. He wasn't setting the world alight at those two clubs, you know. He done well.
Juve, he was sick, bro.
But I said Juve done good. I wouldn't say, in my opinion, I wouldn't say he set the world alight. I wouldn't.
Sick at Juve, bro. Trust me.
Are you sure? Yeah, I need to go back on. Because here's the thing.
He was sick at Juve.
I rate Cancelo. That's my
Cancelo's sick,
fullback.
but I just feel like if you let me give you an example. Imagine putting Tierney in Man City. I bet you Tierney does some stupid damage.
Not like
Cancelo.
Maybe
Cancelo
not.
Cancelo is actually kind of like Trent, where he's actually like a creative fullback.
Hybrid, bro.
No, that is very true.
Bro.
But I still feel like when you play at City, especially in their system, you can be that little bit better. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I get what you're saying. In a better team,
the system can really play, because there's certain players in there. You take them out and put them in other teams. Will they play as well?
I hear that.
I mean, that's true for a lot, though, isn't it? So that makes it very techie, that argument, isn't it?
No, but if I said to you, put Salah at Spurs, does he still bag goals?
Yeah.
Based on Son, probably.
Son and Kane.
Kane and Son.
But we have seen that Tottenham team just in general can bring you down. So it's still like you just don't fully get it. You know what I'm saying?
This is Salah. So now they got. And remember, Jiff, when I said Salah, I on purpose said Spurs because I'm thinking, you see Kane and Son right now, they're like a double duo, yeah? But you see, you put Salah there. Now it means that the opposition now have to think about Salah as well. So
I don't think he'd get as many goals as he gets at Liverpool, though. I think if
he would get them, he'd probably get them very close to top 4.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't think he'd be getting the guaranteed 25 goals a season at Spurs. I think it'd be harder.
I think he would. I'll be honest. If he left Liverpool tomorrow and went to Spurs, I think we drop out the top 4 and they take our place.
Oh, I don't know if he'd make that much of a difference.
There's a big possibility. All right, let me put it like this.
Think of the damage it would do to us as well, bro.
Yeah, but they finished 8th or something, bro. So that means he's really I don't know.
No, for real. It'll be techie for us. It will, because you've taken out our main goal scorer. So the main goal scorer is gone.
All right. Let's make it a bit more fair. If we swapped Son for Salah, what would the difference be?
Salah gets more goals.
Salah gets more goals, and we may struggle to get top 4. If Son goes on purple patches, he ain't like Salah.
Son ain't Salah, fam. There's not even.
No, I'm not saying he is, but what I'm saying is, if you then have a Harry Kane injury and it's only Salah carrying that team, that's pretty difficult.
No,
that is pretty difficult.
So no, but here's this though. Salah can carry
by himself
a team.
last
yes.
season.
Yeah, but he's still around world-class ballers that are just a bit out of form. Like,
no, but
it's
Salah
different.
can win
Tottenham
you.
don't have that many good players, so it's a bit
No, that
different.
is very true. That's very true.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But on face value, you just got to look at it. Salah's better than Son. I think Salah can carry the weight of a season better than Son. He just can. I just think.
Can I be completely honest with you?
Yeah.
And shoot me down if you feel like it. You might do. If that's what actually happened in that actual season, Son outscores Salah.
Son outscores Salah.
If that swap happened and Salah went Spurs and Son came Liverpool, Son would outscore Salah in that season.
So where's Son playing on the left and we're moving Mane back over to the right?
Whatever we got to do, that would be fine because Mane can play right. So that would be fine.
So. I think Son would have to go left.
You think Son, without all the headache of the bullshit behind him, can't bang over 20 goals a season?
Let me ask you this.
Easy. Son gets 20 goals a season in Liverpool's team. Easy.
No. I'll say this.
Who's creating the goals for him?
Mane, Firmino, Thiago.
They're not elite creators, bruv.
Yeah, but that's not. But Salah don't make his own goals, Cal. Like a lot of his goals are still created for. No, I'm not saying he's not capable, but a lot of his goals are still made for him by others. Like it's not like he's out here doing that Man City goal every week. Do you know what I'm saying?
Not as many as you think, bro.
Listen, I think Son gets more goals than Salah if Salah plays for Tottenham and Son comes Liverpool. That's just my personal opinion. And that's not me trying to slight Salah, obviously. I'm just saying that Tottenham team is hard to get goals in. It is hard to get goals in that Tottenham team.
No, I hear you, but you know what else as well? Salah also makes his own goals from his movement. I think one thing about Salah that's underrated is his movement. So even though you're right, Drift, we are a way more creative team than Spurs, 100%. Like they play Dele Alli left wing. Like it's like, what are you trying to do? So I fully get it. But I also feel like Salah is the type of guy that even if Kane is on point or not, Salah will make sure that he gets opportunities because of the movement that he has. And I feel like he will bang goals. His movement is second to none.
I know, but who finds him?
Second to none, bro.
Harry Winks. Like you got to remember.
Harry Kane.
Yeah, but if we're being realistic, there's going to be a point in that season when Harry Kane's not playing, and then what?
What about your boy? Ndombele will find it. Ndombele, when he plays his 60 minutes, your Ndombele will find it.
Listen, I'm not trying to put Salah down. I'm just trying to make you lot realize how much harder it is in that Tottenham team to score goals. And I think
it's a lot harder. No, it's a lot harder. But all we're saying is because Salah's so great, it's almost like there's not many teams that he won't bag goals in and at a high rate as well. You're right. He probably won't get the same as what he would get at Liverpool. But funny enough, I still think he outscores Son because of who he is. He's like a magnet. And even if he doesn't, let's just say for argument's sake he doesn't, and you're right, I guarantee you, the double act of him and Kane, if they ever get an understanding like how Son and Kane do, you don't want to see it. And Kyle's right. We will be in trouble. We'd actually be in trouble. In my opinion, I think we'll be in trouble. Because as good as Son is...
I'm not even saying that you lot are wrong. I just think Son in Liverpool's team and Salah having to deal with what's going on at Spurs, I think Son outscores him. But
let me ask you this, just a quick question before we move on. How much better is Son to Jota, in your opinion?
Way better.
You think he's way better, or do you think he's just more?
And you know how much I rate Jota. Or do you think
he's more refined and have got that bit more experience?
I think Son's purple patches are down to the team he plays for. Son is a spectacular footballer. I think he's got the best finishing out of all the wide forwards in the league, like easily.
Better than Salah.
Yeah, he's a more clinical finisher than Salah, 100%. 100%.
All right.
Son is purple patch. See, here's the thing.
But purple patching is because of how dead the team is, man.
No, but it can be about the player as well.
I'll be honest, even saying that Son is way better than Jota, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying he's not better, but
I don't know if he's better.
And you lot know how much I rate Jota. Son is wasting his time at Tottenham.
No, he is. But do you think he's a better finisher than Salah?
World class.
You think he's a better finisher than Salah?
I'll be honest.
He's more clinical than Salah, 100%.
I think Jota's more versatile than Son.
Yeah. He's more versatile. Yeah. He's more versatile.
I don't know about that, you know.
Son in front of goal is almost like a striker level clinical, you know. He is exceptional at finishing.
You're right.
Exceptional at finishing. Is
You're
Tottenham
right.
holding him back? I'm not joking.
No, but here's
Tottenham
the thing.
holding back
I have
Son.
to disagree when you sit there and say he's a better finisher than Salah. Because when I think about variety of goals, I'm not gonna lie.
No. But you're talking about something different. Then we're talking about the clinicalness of it. We're talking about like what we say about why we won a number 9, who is more that 1 in 2 rather than a 1 in 3 or whatever. For me, Son is a 1 in 2. Salah's a 1 in 3. Forget the fact that Salah scores spectacular goals. He misses and is wasteful a lot, which is what we always say is the only part of his game that we wish he could improve on.
Do you generally think Son is more clinical than Salah?
Son is the best wide forward finisher in the league, in my opinion. I think if you go through all the teams and look at their wide forwards, Son is the most clinical out of all of them.
I
feel like what he's achieving at that Tottenham team is sensational. Because a lot of the time he's doing it without Kane. If Son went to Man U, Man City, Liverpool, you man would see like, listen.
No, but do you know it is his Son? No, what you're on his day, there's times that
let's not dwell on this.
Yeah, for real.
Let's not dwell
on his
this.
day, the Son can be horrible, but then there's other days I'm like,
that's what I'm saying.
But there's other days I'm like, what?
But everyone at Tottenham is because that team's all over the shop, guys. That team don't allow consistency. How are you allowed to be consistent in that Tottenham team? Let's be honest. Come on, man. Man's got Harry Winks and Spankman and who playing behind him? What's he supposed to do, guys?
Spankman, you know.
All right, let's move on. Might be another members vid because just out here trying to throw out the big guns and say Son's
a better player, but Son is a better finisher.
Fair dude.
We don't want to have to go to the statistics.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it might be a bit peak.
Troy M says one player from each of you. Who's the most overrated player in the Prem? Ooh.
Jadon Sanchez, maybe.
Jadon Sancho.
No, Sanchez. Because right now he's that piano playing mofo. Oh no, I'm joking.
Are we just doing it off this season?
Right, do you want to know what? I'm going to make a bold ass statement based on the hype. Lukaku.
Nah, I think for me, it's 2 players, and they've been mentioned here by Kadir and Kev. Adama or Maguire.
Yeah, they are definitely overhyped.
I think people act like Maguire is the second coming of John Terry. The guy is poor.
But I actually heard people saying the league is a wrap. Nobody even bother because Chelsea signed Lukaku. Now the boy's a baller. He's a goal scorer, so should I say. Yeah, but the way he got hyped, it was a joke. Like there was so much Kool-Aid getting drank in the summer. People were losing themselves. I remember I did say, and I think people thought I was being a hater. He's still Lukaku. Even if he's improved his game a bit, he's still a Broad Street bully. Bad up the small teams, but the big teams of intelligent defenders won't let him use his physicality, and then what? So maybe he's not the most hyped, but
Martial.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Martial... The Man United fans act like he's got the maddest legacy ever, like ever. Bruv, he's a one season.
A couple man said De Bruyne, Cal.
That's crazy.
De Bruyne's no, that's crazy. Do you know what though? Maguire is
all right. So
Maguire for Man United fans.
No, I won't say it's crazy. When people compare him to Gerrard and players like that, that's just massively overrating him. But to say he's not sick, like De Bruyne is sick, man.
Do you know what else might be slightly overrated? What's his name? Yeah, do you know what? I'm looking at what is that?
Were you gonna say Havertz?
No, not Havertz. Maddison.
No, I don't think he's overrated. I just don't know what's going on with him at the moment.
I don't know whether he's just like because the thing is we were talking about Yeah, has to have, innit? Because we were talking about Maddison a couple of years ago, being like, no, he's gonna be the guy. Like, but I don't know whether it's injuries or whether a clash with Brendan Rodgers, but what it is though, people when we do comparisons and stuff, yeah, and maybe it's a bit lazy comparisons, but when we're talking about some of the best up and coming young 10 or number 10s or whatever, we were talking about like Grealish and Maddison and them and certain man, and I think to myself
I did tell man Grealish is different to Maddie. I did
bro,
say that.
I said Drift is the Maddison guy, innit?
Yeah, I said that from
Drift
early.
is Maddison, but yeah, actually, you know what? Kop-Ish says Jorginho, people think he's Pirlo. That's kind of true as well.
Yeah, the Jorginho stuff frustrates the
bro.
hell out.
I'm gonna be real, yeah, and Lewis is gonna come at me for this, yeah, but I just feel like there's certain players in that Chelsea team that formation really protects them, and that's credit to the manager because the manager's gone. Wait a minute, there's a couple of deficiencies that we have, so we need to make sure we can kind of hide our deficiencies. Like put Jorginho in like our midfield, he would get exposed to hell. But you have to protect him. The bodies have to be around him. He's got the flipping best DM/CM hybrid of our generation, probably. Like Kante, just running around, just mopping up everything.
Who's that? Jorginho?
Yeah, because when I'm hearing even little things
are we still on the overrated thing?
Yeah.
I heard people saying he should have got Ballon d'Or. That was ridiculous.
That's just mad. What? Because he won the Champions League and took a couple penalties. Allow me, man.
Ash says Tierney's a better left back than most and a better diver. Yeah, true. Jamrock says, and you can't use mids. Mike gets injured as a reason to stack up on mids, or you would have 3 mids to cover Ox, Naby, and Hendo. Injuries isn't the reason why Ox and Naby aren't playing at the moment. Ox wants to leave. Well, the reason he's not playing is because they're not reliable, whether it be for injury or form or both. So that's the reason.
I would say the reason why they're not being trusted at the moment is due to the injury proneness, if that makes sense. So even if they're fit currently, they're being shelved because of the prior 2-3 years of consistently not being available. Do you get what I mean?
A-Spec says Simicast is better than Tierney. Oh, we'll have to wait until the end of the season to
see.
I would actually put my hand up to that, but I'm going to seem like I'm being biased. So,
well, I think it's early to say that. Ash says, boys, you might laugh, but peak Heskey in the Klopp system in 2021, bullying defenders and laying it off for Mane and Salah. Think about it.
Listen, the most unselfish, underrated striker that we may have had for a long time. Emil Heskey banged over 20 goals in his first season. And people act like he was a flop.
For England as well. He kept
when I heard an interview afterwards when he said he was actually told your job is to get Owen goals, you got to kind of feel sorry for the man a bit because you've come from Leicester as an actual goal scorer and now you're being told your job's to give somebody else the glory. That's quite hard to deal with. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then still chipping in with the odd goal himself. Injuries kind of played a part in Heskey's downfall as well. He did get injured quite a lot.
Indeed. Flintoff says, can we appreciate our best front three in the Premier League era? Looks like it will be their last dance this season. Legends, all of them. Facts. They are all legends. Pete Hour says, where would you put Alaba on the best left backs in the world list?
Currently playing centre back, isn't
he? Yeah, he's changed the position. I think. I don't know if it's the injuries or.
For me, he was top 2.
He was at his peak. He was.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Bassett 1 says, Ali, Hupia, Gerrard, and Salah, or Reina, Virgil, Xabi Alonso, and Suarez. Anyone that's got Gerrard in, I'm sorry.
What? Say that again. Sorry. What?
Allison, Hupia, Gerrard, and Salah, or Reina, Virgil, Xabi, and Suarez.
Jeez! I'm not gonna lie.
First of all, round of applause for every bad motherfucker that's ever played for Liverpool Football Club that just got named out right there.
Is mad.
I'm on the fence again.
Read that second one more time.
Xabi Alonso, Reina, Virgil, and Suarez.
I'm on the fence again.
You lot, there's no hiding it with me. I've named my children Bobby and Robbie
Come
and
on,
Stevie. Like, what?
No, I want to lean towards the Gerrard team, of course I do. But then when I heard Virgil and Suarez, I thought
This is what do play for play.
No.
So all right, let's quickly do it. Reina
Alisson,
versus
Alisson,
Allison, yeah.
Alisson.
And then who's the defenders?
Hippie and Virgil is Virgil.
Virgil, yeah.
Alonso and Gerrard is Gerrard. Suarez and Salah, we kind of have to be honest, is Suarez.
It's a toss-up.
As a striker, it's Suarez.
It's a toss-up.
Yeah. But I'm not going to lie, it's the gap in quality.
Shout out to Cage. That's with Dr. Umar, you know.
I'm not going to lie, as much as I rate Hippier, because Hippier was sick.
Yeah, he's not talking to Virgil.
He can't talk to Big Virgil. No, but the gap.
Nobody can talk to Virgil.
You see the gap? Like, out of all of them, I would say that's probably the biggest disparity because I think, would you say Alisson was miles better than Reina? I would say he's miles better than Reina.
Not peak Reina, but across his career, I'll say because Reina had a lot of downs as well as.
And
ups,
would you say Gerrard was massively better than Alonso? No, because first of all, they're two different players. But I think Alonso could do things that Gerrard can't do. Alonso could dictate a game better than Gerrard. That's facts.
But I could name a bag of things Gerrard can do better.
Who's better? Right, let me, because this is what I want to see. Let me test Kyle on this year. Hold on.
All right, we can do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Who had the better footballing IQ?
I'd actually still go Gerrard.
What?
Gerrard played multiple positions and played multiple positions very well. Knowing how to time your runs and to play as a number 10 as well with Torres, you've got to be very intelligent to do that. Plus he could dictate a game,
watch this.
And he could do the DM thing.
Okay, who mastered their position?
Gerrard wasn't allowed to master his position.
No, don't bail him out.
That's real, man.
1 week. Let me ask you. You see Xabi Alonso, yeah? For me, Xabi Alonso. All right. When you talk about footballing IQ, bro, this man was the quarterback for Liverpool.
No,
Steven Gerrard was further. No, let me land.
Right,
Steven Gerrard was further at the pitch, yeah? So Alonso could see things that, in my opinion, that Gerrard couldn't see. Then when I say master the position, you know, when I say Xabi Alonso, yeah, Alonso, we just know he's the quarterback, he's the CDM. With Gerrard, yeah, even though we know he's a CM, you could arguably say, but was he better as a 10? Was it because Gerrard's the better player? But I'm saying, was Gerrard better as a 10? No, but I'm saying when you actually deep it, because remember, as I said, it's hard because they're two different players. They are two different players, though. But what's so mad is if you're talking about the best players in their position, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Gerrard is better, but you see what Alonso's a specialist, bro.
He is because that's all he could do.
Because if I said long passing, who's better long range passing? Would you say?
That's difficult.
I'm gonna be real. Me personally, I think it's a toss up, but Gerrard even said it himself. Alonso is a better long range passer than him.
Yeah, but I've got too many Gerrard passes in my head for that to be fully true.
Because Gerrard's Hollywood, because it stick. You know, Gerrard just cuts across the ball.
Do you remember Gerrard's pass to Owen against Newcastle?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
How do you make the ball go forward and bend at the end?
His pass for Cisse in the FA Cup final.
No, I know. Trust me,
I'm on the fence. I told you, I'm not answering the question, bro.
I love Xabi Alonso to bits, but you can't talk to
Xabi's my guy. No. Gerrard is better, but I just think what I'm trying to say is my whole point is that the disparity. I was saying the disparity is smaller with Gerrard and Alonso and Reina and Alisson, and it's also smaller with No, I remember outside the boot. Still, I remember. I'll give you one of the best passes in Premier League history. Outdo that one. Remember Alonso's pass to Luis Garcia on the half turn. He's not even looking at him.
Yeah, left against Sunderland.
Name me a better pass than that.
That was disgusting.
What, a Gerrard pass?
Yeah, name me a better one than that.
I still think the Gerrard to Owen against Newcastle.
But Alonso wasn't even looking. He's facing. Do you know that's like, Jiv? That's like me doing this and saying, yeah, Jiv, for the rest of the show, I'm
you want one? Matt, do you want one? Matt, do you want one?
What? I can't see you, but I'm doing Alonso.
What? Steven Gerrard versus Arsenal set up for John Arnorisa.
I don't even remember.
He's looking at the ground outside of his foot, rips a whole team to shreds.
Impressive. No, it was sick. That was sick. It's tough though, but my whole argument is the disparity is smaller, and then when we get to Salah and Suarez, the disparity is kind of small. Whoever you pick, but the biggest disparity, believe it or not, guys, is Virgil and Hippier.
Yeah, it is still.
It is, isn't
And
it? It's
Hippier
mad
was
when you deep
so
it. It's
sick.
mad. But Hippier's sick.
Oh no! Do you know what? If I really deep it, I think the biggest disparity is Reina and Alisson. I think Hippier's in-game intelligence actually doesn't make him as bad.
But Virgil
as
is different.
Virgil's got that as well.
Yeah, but but the only thing that makes Virgil better is the physique, the specimen of the man. If you're talking about intelligence, positioning, tackling, Hippier is as good. It's the athleticism which takes Virgil. Do you know how good Hippier was to be that slow and be that good?
No, I hear you.
I get you, but Virgil's got that as
Virgil's
well as...
IQ. Do you know what it is about Virgil? Virgil can assess a situation, and one thing I love about Virgil and Hippier is,
and he'll drive out dubs a man as well, Drew.
It's true, you know. Virgil's one of them guys that's like, I'm not gonna go and rush you right now. I'll wait till I rush you. Virgil's that brother.
I personally do think that Alisson and Reina is the bigger disparity because Alisson has proved to be consistent for a longer period of time, and he doesn't have as many of those weird errors that Reina used to have. For as world class as he was, Reina would do like
let me give
weird
you this
shit. Like
I got something for you. Let me see if I can mess around with
you. What happened when his dad died? I'm taking all that out, bro. That was I'm taking that part out.
That's
you know
true,
what I'm saying?
But let me ask you this: who had better feet, Reina or Alisson?
Reina.
Who would you say had better reflexes?
Ali.
Ooh.
Like a cat.
I don't know. You know, peak Reina was
peak Reina
was agile still.
But commanding, the aura.
Ali's more commanding.
The aura of Ali, I think.
I'll be honest, we say Reina's automatically better with his feet. Reina didn't take the risks Ali took, and the game was different then. I think Ali's still better with his feet than Reina.
Riera's goal against Aston Villa, Cal.
Salah against Man United when Alisson volleyed past.
No, but the whole team was up the pitch. That was easier than Reina picking Riera out on his run from like a goal kick, Cal.
But the whole Villa team was up the pitch. That's why that happened as well.
The thing is, Alisson
but their defenders are still back, Cal.
Not
Alisson's
that
better.
Man, you didn't have no one. I think it was like the winger chasing Salah, but they literally had the whole team up the pitch.
James was
James was the one chasing him back, blood. They were both good, but that meant the way Reina was way ahead of his time.
Sorry. Alisson's pass to, I think it might have been Shaqiri or Trent against Arsenal. I want to say 18-19, and he just fizzed it around belly level, but for yards.
No, do you know what? I still think Reina.
I do remember that. Which goalkeeper scores goals?
Ali.
No, Ali's better. But
the disparity between Ali and Reina is probably the biggest, isn't it?
I still think it's Virgil and Hippie. And watch it. Now that he said
that, shout out to Anfield Road and
Pepe. I don't know now that you said
penalties.
That. I'm thinking about it now.
Oh, Pepe Reina's penalty saving was spectacular.
Yeah, he was better. He was better. But Alisson was more.
I'm on the fence. Let's move on. I'm proper on the fence.
Dinesh says Ian Rush, Peter Beardsley, John Barnes at their peak were the best. Shame they didn't get to play in Champions League as English clubs are banned. They'd have got at least 2 more Champions Leagues. Facts.
We'd definitely be sitting on 7 or 8.
Factual.
Dean says Son is clinical. I'm with Drifty. That's fair enough.
Son is clinical, 100%.
Yeah, he is clinical. I just don't know if he's more clinical than Salah. I don't know. I think he may look more clinical, but I don't know if he actually is.
Now you can tell by the way he finishes, he means everything.
But this is what I was gonna say. I think Son is a tidier finisher. So like he's
more reliable in a 1-on-1. I have to be honest. He just
think so?
Yeah, he's more reliable in a 1-on-1.
Maybe Salah's more of an instinct finisher as well. To be fair,
maybe.
I'm not gonna sit here and say you're wrong. Like I won't sit here and say that. I just
1-on-1, you might be right, but I feel like if you got to create, it's mad though. Actually. Natural goal scorer probably.
Sorry, Jamrock says a 2-footed Son gets more goals for Liverpool than Salah. I completely disagree with that, Jamrock. Salah gets headers as well. Like that goal.
But I see the logic in what he means. As in, I see the logic in what it means. As in, there's a few times where pushing
Jota's
Salah
2 footed.
wide stops it from being effective. Whereas Son, you kind of can't. Whichever way you send him, he's almost as effective as he is the other way. If that makes sense.
Does Son have the same movement as Salah?
No,
That's another
no.
thing as
Son
well.
could
Salah's
not do
movement
what
is
Salah's
mad.
I'm not going to sit
That's
here
another-
and I'm not going to sit here and support a Tottenham player over a Liverpool player. I'm just saying I think people are seriously sleeping on Son. Like I genuinely think
No,
that they are
I think Son
sleeping
is sick, bro.
on
He's
Son.
definitely.
Oh,
I've always said this. Son is
Right.
top 3 in like wingers like in the Premier League because
D-Wet.
I said Salah, Mane, and Son are the 3 best like undoubted kings. Them man have been sitting there for the last like probably like 4 years to be fair. But I just feel like with Son looks neater. He's tidier on the ball, and even with his finishing, he's tidier because he can use both feet. But there are times when I look at Son and I think, how the hell did you miss that? Just like Salah, and I think they both do. But I just think throughout a season, Salah will be more consistent. He will be more consistent.
And
That's
factually proven. But I definitely think, as we always say, context is key. And that's a very poor Tottenham side.
Bruv.
That Son is still having to try and carry almost.
But look at this, bruv. Look at our team last season, how depleted we were, bruv. And Salah was still doing the damn thing, bruv.
Yeah, but we're still a better team than Tottenham, even depleted, Cal. That's the problem.
Reece Williams and Nat Phillips at the back.
Bro, Son and them, man, they finished 7th last season.
Man said Kabak as well.
7th.
Kabak.
That's how bad Tottenham are, though, guys. They finished 7th. Think about how bad our season was, and they finished 7th.
But you know what? They finished there because you could argue Son didn't step up in the second half of the season.
No, to be fair, they finished there because they deserve to. You know, it's one of them things where it's like there's no. I know what you're saying, Jiv, but they kind of deserved to because they kind of didn't step up.
Yeah,
but do you know something?
Compare Salah to Son. I think you got to compare him to Mane. And even then, I'm still taking Mane. I'm sorry. Look, and you know my feelings towards Mane. I'm still taking Mane.
I'm not gonna sit and keep defending a Tottenham player. As I said, I just think he's seriously slept on. Son, I think he's seriously.
No, Son is sick. I just don't want to put him in the same. I mean, you're not actually. You're just saying you think he's a better finisher, right? You just think.
I think he's a better finisher.
95% of his goals came before Christmas last season. 95%.
I didn't know that, but maybe just right. It's the Spurs tack. It's hard to say. It is hard to say. I'm going Salah, but I understand why you've said it because when you put Son in front of the goal, you just think he's lethal. But there are times when I do look at him and go, "Right, so let's go for time now," because he might be in my fantasy team, and I'm like, "Right, this brother does go in the purple patch." And I remember, like, even when you done the little thing just with Scoop, and it's like he does go in these purple patches, but maybe it's because of the team he's at. Maybe the team aren't creating for him the same way how they used to, or maybe he's got to take more responsibility. So
I tell you what, if we signed Son and played him down the middle. Lord have mercy.
I don't think you'd survive in our team through the middle.
Nah, he would, Cal. It'll be a beautiful Salah, Mane, and Son.
In the middle is like Jota right now, but dare I say, he's probably better
finishing, bro.
I don't think it works for us down the
Son,
middle.
Salah, Mane would be disgusting. I would take that all day. I would take that all day long.
Fair enough. I don't think it would be great.
Son is good. I think he's good enough to play. Let's just say, for example, I don't know, we bought Son and Son went down the middle. Son will bang goals, bro. He will bang. You don't think he will bang goals?
No, I just think he'd be doing what Jota's doing right now and not looking great.
All right, easy way to say it is this. I know they are kind of both footed, but I'd arguably say Son is Son's slightly more two-footed. You see, there's some of them chances that Jota's missed this season. I think Son buries all of them.
Yeah, but I don't know if he even gets into those positions though.
Yeah, he would. He would, bro. He would.
No, he's got a point because Son he doesn't have a natural striker's instinct like the same way Jota does. But it's true. I don't know. It's hard to say.
But if he was in a team that was doing all the work for him, I think he would. I think a lot of what he does at Tottenham is based on frustration.
The thing
is, you know what I mean? Like,
Son is better than Jota. I just don't think he's like on another planet better than Jota. It's so mad. I feel like Jota will be.
No, he's
like
not on
Son.
another planet better than Jota, but he's
like
just definitely better than him.
Yeah, he's better than him at the moment.
Yeah. DWEX says Son is better than Salah. Salah has crazy numbers because of penalties. Crazy statement with all due respect.
Yeah, that's going way too far.
Shout out to Andre Roberts. Lads, finishing techers, Son all day. Yeah, me and Joe go back and forth with this. He's not a fan of Salah's finishing technique, which I get. I get
I understand that. It can look a bit rough at times, but does it matter if the man's banging goals though?
the goal. If the ball goes in the net, I'm all right.
The way it's not always true, innit? You don't strike the ball as true,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Brian Kyoko says, "Big up Kopish. It's beautiful to see brothers who love the mighty Liverpool as much as we do in Nairobi, Kenya. Love Mo, Sadio, Naby, and Divock. Bless you, Brian. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey,
Big
love
up,
all the
Brian,
way
man.
from Nairobi. Big up yourself, bro.
Trust
I
me.
need to go and see this Mane goal as well because I ain't seen it and people have got wetting my appetite with
There's
all
a
this
good goal.
Mane you get for
Very.
Senegal.
I
Good goal.
won't even say that. Mane does his thing, bro.
He finished apparently.
D-Wex says, the most overrated player, Grealish for 100 mil, player who passes backwards, no dribbling ability. Grealish, bro.
Rah, that's mad.
D-Wex. No dribbling, Grealish.
Grealish is known for take-ons. Probably got one of the highest take-ons of probably last season, but he's not known for dribbling.
The way players look make people believe they are better than they are. Trust me. D-Wex, I love you, bro, but no, Grealish can dribble, bro.
Grealish can dribble.
That's probably what he's best at, isn't it?
His close, his ball retention is very good.
Troy M, in a few years, we'll all be saying we knew Naby was done here when he kicked the pitch and got injured. Sorry, Matt. John, we'll move on.
That's such a stray one. That's such a stray one. That's so stray. I'm not even going to respond.
John says Prime Ozil or KDB.
KDB.
Same.
KDB is more complete.
Maths. If Ox left, would he be Patrick Berger or Phil Babb levels? In between.
I've noticed I've got more ratings for Phil Babb than you lot do. I don't think Babb was as bad as you.
I don't think he was poor at all. But
no, he wasn't poor. He wasn't
either.
poor. He just wasn't amazing. Yeah, he was all right. Phil Babb. That's what I'd say. He was decent.
I will. If Ox left tomorrow, I will only remember him for the good parts because I won't want to dwell on what I don't think was his fault. I think anything that happened wrong to him at Liverpool was not his fault.
We have to take into consideration everything, though, to judge it fairly, Drew.
You do, but if you get a player like, I know, Kevin Prince Boateng or one of them, man, where you know it's attitude and application and things like that, and you know what I mean, you just go, man, what's wrong with you, bro? But you look at a player who is as dedicated as Ox, who is as professional as him, but just can't help that his body breaks down. It's like Sturridge. I will never ever judge Sturridge for the injuries. I will always look at him fondly for what he did well. Do you get what I mean? And I'll do the same with Ox. I don't blame Ox for him being injury prone. So I'll only look at the fond memories of Ox.
Fair dues. Jamrock says Alonso, Virgil, Pepe Reina, and Suarez. Suarez goal versus Newcastle.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
No, I hear that.
Might be the best goal I've ever watched live. It's definitely in my top 3, I think.
Oh, that Salah one, the one he scored the other day, is up there still.
No, it is. But I think that the level of difficulty to Tootsie roll round the goalkeeper the way Suarez did was just something different.
I know, but Salah dealt with Rodri, Cancelo, Laporte twice, and
No, I hear you, Cal, but I just want someone to physically explain to me. It would need a scientist or a theoretical physicist or one of them had to explain to me how you chest control it when the ball's behind you.
It wasn't even chest, bruv. It's collarbone, bruv. He's got
whatever
bruv.
it was, bruv. Like, how do you even do that?
I saw a hand come out of his collarbone and go like that, bro.
Like, man, what? Like, how? Like,
if you watch it in slow motion, bruv, something comes out of his collarbone.
No, the control was different. The way he controlled that and the ball didn't move.
In his collarbone, his hand just goes like that, bro. You know,
that's what.
Probably 2, bruv, like a flipping wide receiver with the gloves as well, bruv. Like.
Oh boy. Jamrock says Son got 22 goals and 17 assists in all competitions for Spurs last season. Yeah, fair enough.
That's disgusting stats for a player playing in a team. That shit.
No, that is sick. I can't even lie. That's sick. Was it 22 goals and 17 assists, did he say?
That's 39 goal contributions in that shocking Tottenham team.
Okay. I'm not going to say what I want to say because it's going to sound like I'm just being bad mind for the sake of it. And I don't want to.
No, because we can always look at competitions and all them things.
By the way, that's just my thoughts on Son as a player. But like, I won't because it will come across as really bad mind. I don't want to do that because I do rate Son. Zabiri says, "My G's, bless up. Do you think Rafa's going through it mentally with the Newcastle takeover? He could have been the right man for the uprising still. I think he could have been, but he shouldn't have had to wait around for he'd have waited for 2 years there. Like,
yeah. That's the thing. It would have been a long wait. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe he might be thinking I should have not took the Everton job and been a free agent, and they might have brought me back. That might be going through his head, because I think he would be at the top of the list as one of the main, based on the fact that the fans love him so much as well.
100.
Do you know what I mean? And he could have been the perfect person to give them the first 2 years before they go and give it to whoever goes and wins the big one. Do you know what I mean? Because you can trust Rafa with the rebuild. So maybe he might be thinking from that point of view, but yeah.
Troy M says, random, Callum, Matt, off the top of your head, what's one of the craziest takes Drifty's had on Kopish? There's hundreds, so I throw in the extra $5 for the brain power. Boy,
this is some mad. Oh, the best one will always be right. As recency bias always says to me, Matt is still world class.
Yeah, Matt is still. That was awful.
I don't even understand. There's another one because he said 2 Man United players, but I'm trying to remember the second one. And I was like, what? What are we talking about?
I was
He's
defending
like, no.
Martial. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
I still think if Martial left Man United, he could resurrect his career. But
he probably could, but it's just, bro, he better
by
do
the way,
something now,
by the
bro.
way, I said Matt has still got world-class techers. I didn't actually say
he's
no, you said he's world-class,
You put him in the world-class list, bro. You said he's
you put him in the world-class list.
Yeah, because I was talking about his career, not right this second.
Bro.
Jamie said Matt's not even second class, bro.
Well, you're not going to say Matt's career was world class because his career was world class.
Not about that.
He had world class seasons. I don't. think
That's where I'm coming from, anyway.
But we said as present day. This is a list.
Present day, brother. This
is a list, fam.
Did you say Matic as well?
I hate Matic. No, I would have never.
He said so. He said 2 players.
It was Martial and Matter. I know who it was.
Martial, yeah.
Unless you're not talking about when I was bigging up Rashford and then I got a bit of backlash for bigging up Rashford.
No. It wasn't even Rashford. It was someone else.
Ash says Bab gave up body parts to Liverpool. That is one of the most horrific things I've seen. I watched that as a kid as well, and that's never left my mind, man. That is a madness.
Even as a kid, you know, he might not have kids.
Yeah. Even when I saw that as a child, I was like, damn. Oh, damn.
I'm done, you know. I'm done for the year. That could have happened January the 1st. The whole year's a write-off for me after that.
Same. Math says Salah's records for both club and country. How is this a debate? Jamrock says just watched Suarez and Coutinho compilation.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Sedat says Matt with 12 months training versus Jake Paul, who wins?
What? Why me versus who? Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, yeah.
With 12 months training.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back my boy. I'm also gonna hope that in backing him, he secures the bag for all of us.
So basically, just like, but you know what? Yeah, fam, just do your best, innit? Like, if you can secure the thing, then that's you. But I'm not the one getting. If I get punched up, I get punched up.
And don't think about your face being face down on the mat. You get me, blood, and all their memes and that. Think about the couple mils in the bag, bruv. We're good.
Jamie, me and you aren't friends no more. Jamie just said,
I won't give my answer.
Do you know what? I think.
Not Carl. No, why not Carl? No, this is how I know. You see, Carl, yeah? You see when Carl's like, I can't give my answer, you know. That's Carl's basically way of saying, man, I don't want to do this live. Like, I feel uncomfortable.
Put it this way, you'd lose, Matt, because you'd get disqualified because I'd jump in the ring and it would turn into war, bro.
I don't like Jake.
Make of that of what you will. But
I said he ain't doing no elephant man thing where man's flinging in the towel. Man said man would jump the top rope and clothesline.
And I'm swinging and I might get rushed myself, but it is what it is, bro. We will go.
I don't like Jake Paul, so maybe even my anger will give me the slight edge. Who knows?
I did it for Nate Robinson.
No, bro. I'm sorry. That was one of the worst. Yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
Troy M says, okay, Drift, where does Matter rank in your all-time EPL mids list? Ooh, that's a show
One
in
second,
itself, isn't it? Yeah.
Top 20.
Okay. Jamrock, I'll have a look for that now in the comments. I might have missed that. Oh, Naeem. Shout out for that, Jamrock. I missed that. Last season, Son 42.8 conversion, Lewandowski 35, Salah 24. So drift on, but boy, you know what? I've got to eat that humble pie still. I would like to see over the course of well, let's say the last 5 years since Salah's been in the league, though. So again, one season, that's like saying, I don't know, Harvey Barnes had a better conversion rate than Mane probably last season, but we all know who's the better player. So, and a better finisher as well, in my opinion. So I
wouldn't be surprised if Son's conversion rate's always that high, though, you know, Cal, if I'm being honest. He's
42 is abnormal.
No, 42 is high. 42 is high. 42 is high. 42 is high.
I will also have to look at the difficulty of chances as well. And again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm crapping on Son. I really don't. But I think we have to look at that as well, because
Salah scores better goals. If you get what I mean, like Salah's goals are more pleasing on the eye. Like I'll definitely like Salah's like variation.
The variety. I think Salah's got more variety.
Yeah. But we're just talking about clinicalness. That's why I'd love to have Son up front, and we had all three in our team. I'm telling you, it worked. I'm telling you, it would work, man.
Mo LFC says Drifty is right. Son would be absolutely amazing with Salah and Mane, and would even outscore Mane. Great show. I'm enjoying the discussion. Bless you, Mo, bro. Thank you to everyone who's joined as well. I hope you've smashed the like. If you haven't already, smashed the like, people. All right, really quick before we go, guys. One-word answers for some of these transfer rumors. On a free, Ousmane Dembele, yes or no?
Yes.
No.
Am I left with the decided vote then?
Yes. You see what I'm playing the game.
No for me. I know it hurts, Matt. It hurts me more than it hurts you, brother. It's my
more trouble than he's worth at this part of his career.
We have nothing on our. Just quickly, we have nothing on our.
It's like getting rid of Ox, and he just comes back with a tan, and he's
you know something. Ousmane Dembele,
with Dembele, we still wouldn't have anything on the bench either.
No, but here's the joke. Ousmane Dembele will probably play about, I don't know, like 15 games a season, and I guarantee he probably does more damage than Ox and Naby put together.
Do you think Dembele would actually get on the pitch 15 times, Matt? Do you really believe that?
You know, if he goes under a special training regime, maybe.
Special, bruv. I don't need my play.
No, he's still young, though. Things might... I don't know.
24, 25, no?
Yeah, he's not that young, bruv.
No, but what I mean is he's 24. Bruv, he's 24. Well, like this,
no, his career's young, but he's not young enough that you don't think about what he's done.
And sometimes you need to come out that. No, all jokes aside, sometimes you need to come out that environment. You know, when things aren't working for you, you don't like the lifestyle, everything. He needs a change of scenery, bro. And you guys might be right. He might come to Liverpool and it's even worse. But there's also a point where it's like, yeah, do you know what? I'm at Liverpool now. I've got to change how I eat. I've got to change how I do certain things. Who knows? It's hard to say. But
here's the only reason why I would take him over Ox would be that element of the unknown would be a little bit exciting. That's the only thing that would make me do it.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, who's the next one, Carl?
Cantwell on a free, yes or no?
No.
Yes for me. Traore, he's not on a free, but we've been linked to him.
Adama. Yeah.
If it's for free, yes. If it's
Adama's not on a free. We've just been linked to him.
No. I thought this was a free. Bro.
There's other people I would want now.
Yeah, there's other people over him.
Cool. And also, if Ox leaves, would you be happy? Not in terms of because you dislike him or anything. Would you be happy for Liverpool and for Ox?
Depending on what we replaced him with.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'd be happy. Because you don't want to see anyone leave Liverpool who's actually tried to give their all. I wouldn't be happy, no. But I'd only be, I suppose, as Jiff would say, happy if we went and got someone where we're like, right, we bought a Neuhaus and I know they're different players, but we brought in someone who's good, look like they got quality. So yeah,
I'd be unhappy for Liverpool because I think we could have got so much more out of Ox. But I'd be happy for Ox because he'd be hopefully resurrecting his career potentially.
Yeah.
Street approved Thames says Adama as right back would cook. It wouldn't, bro.
No.
Like, he ain't got the stamina for a right back.
Not even that. He's no disrespect to Adama.
He's got the stamina. He just ain't good at defending.
The defensive hard. You see how we say recovery pace? It's
Yeah.
literally what Adama will be a recovery.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be like Adama's up position. You see Adama just blow. You
It'd be
see
like
a bit
one
of
Bissaka
Vaseline just
on
come off
steroids,
the
bro.
arm, bro. Yeah, it'll be mad.
one
Nobody
Bissaka
would
on
even
steroids.
go down his side. There'd be no point.
No, he'll literally be called like I call Kyle Walker, the byline merchant.
Yeah,
he literally
pace
just showed
and
them byline. He'd have
Pace
to be
and
like,
power.
yeah, just go down the byline so I can take you on. That's what he would do.
He'd be
AA
quite
says,
decent from an attacking point of view, though. But yeah.
Did anyone watch the ESPN interview of John W. Henry saying we will spend crazy money on 2024 summer and then we will have to save our money? I've not even heard of this.
What?
Hold on. 2024.
Let's take that with a pinch of salt because we don't know if that's true or not.
Even if it is true, why are you talking about 3 years away?
Man's talking about when Klopp goes, that's when I'm gonna release the
What,
fund.
was he sitting in a DeLorean?
Look, let's not dwell on that. We don't know how it's true.
My days. Did he have the mad scientist next to him? Was he wearing the goggles as well?
Duck.
Mr. Dare, let's move on. Mr. Dare I say it, Drift says, I'd be happy with Clarkson and Morton for Ox and Naby. I personally wouldn't. But fair enough.
Sorry,
Say that again?
if JW Henry said that, he took the piss out of next year's our year.
I don't think that's true. I
Man
think
said
someone
next
I don't know if
year
that's
will be
true.
our year,
I
you
know.
I
know?
think someone winding us up. They are really going back to the future.
Yeah.
Jamrock says, replace Ox with Neuhaus and Adeyemi and for Cater. Oof. I'm not going to lie. Jamrock's killing me with the sound effects at the end of his
Man,
sentence. Last one was, and this one's oof. Said Ali says, Matt with 4 years training versus a retired Mike Tyson.
No, I'm not killing my friend for the bag. No way.
So you can't see it all?
Huh?
You can see though, right?
I'm legally blind. I can see barely.
That's when I have to sign the contract. I'm legally blind, barely.
And before you die in the ring,
And Mama, I love you. P.O.P. All the time. Right, these all good pimp squad, baby, for life.
That is facts.
What about that meme, you know? I forgot about that meme.
Dude, that is fact. Mike Tyson be like,
Hold it down.
yeah, he hasn't got a chance living in my world. He hasn't got a chance. I will ask him to obliterate Matt. He hasn't got a chance. I will destroy him. Matt,
might
don't
be
take the
crying.
fight. Matt, don't take the fight. I'll destroy you. I'll destroy you, Matt.
I'm holding it down.
Mama, I love you.
Kopish, hold it down. K.O.P.
Oh man.
And you know what? You could actually just be like, K.O.P. holding it down.
Yeah, you're right.
No way I'll take it that far. I don't care if they
no
said.
way would you take
Mike
it.
No
Tyson
way.
would actually kill Matt with body punches. He wouldn't even need to hit him in the head.
Oh, bro,
You
it'd
see
be
how I said
horrible.
I'd jump in for the Jake Paul one?
You ain't jumping
Matt-
in.
I don't know.
This man is jumping in with Tyson.
Yeah,
Because he wants
don't
the
know,
back.
bro. I better have a lot of weapons on me, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. There's no way in hell I would jump in the ring with Mike Tyson. I don't care
Nah,
if it's Tyson. If man said Tyson in 4 years' time,
nah, it's not worth it, bro.
bro.
Bro, have you seen the way he hits pads?
Yeah, it's not worth it, bro.
No, thanks. No,
he would crush my ribs and my spirit with one punch.
Yeah,
bro, he'd crush your soul and your skull, bro.
One punch, you know.
yeah, it'd be done.
That's
man.
all it
It'd
would
be
take. It'd
done.
be over. It'd be silly.
Man will come down to some Mortal Kombat Shang 2 song music, bro, because man will be taking souls, bro. Forget
Om
that.
says it's a joke, guys. Let's laugh at it before it kills us with stress. I told you it was a joke.
Oh, the J. Henry thing. Yeah.
Jamrock says Drift. Boston was right not to offer a contract to Mookie Betts, 12-year, 365 mil, 65 mil up front, and the last payment being made in 2044 when he's 52. Hell no. I have no idea about.
But listen, I don't know enough about baseball to obviously argue with you, Jamrock, so I won't argue with you. But all I know is that I heard that he was the best player in the league. And
Oh,
he was
one-off.
like what the franchise was built around. So I'm guessing he was the Odell Beckham, the LeBron James, or whatever. Even though I get that logic, that's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, that sounds like a ridiculous amount of money. I still feel like it's more how FSG prove it's not about winning. That's the issue I have with that. Because if you are still going to continue to win, or you're more likely to win with him in the team, I still say do it. Because it shouldn't always just be about money. It should be about winning. But I don't know enough about baseball to get involved, so fair enough.
Troy M says, Pimp Squad for life is how J.W. Henry and Tom Werner say bye to each other when the summer transfer period ends. Kedat Ali says, would you rather stop time or rewind it?
Rewind it.
That's a deep question still.
I'm not
Rewind
sure.
it.
That is a deep question.
Rewind it. 100% rewind it. And go and relive those bad boy memories and stop any foolishness that I already know is going to happen.
I know, but shall I tell you what? It makes you as a person, innit? It
That's
makes you who you are today, innit?
That's true. Are we talking about football terms or life, though?
Yeah.
If it's football terms, then rewind.
I mean,
Rewind
you say it made you who you are, but if we go off the premise of Avengers rather than Back to the Future, where the butterfly effect's actually bullshit and it is actually just that thing's there and you can just change it and there's no repercussion to the future, I'd rather go with the Avengers theory because the Back to the Future theory is scary.
It would be.
I hear that.
have to be repercussion to the future.
Bro, not according to Avengers, and I'll go with Tony Stark. I'll go with Tony Stark's analogy of the whole thing rather than some mad scientist in a DeLorean. But I would rather that in it. If you watch the film Butterfly Effect, and if it is a thing where it does affect the future, then hell no, I'd just rather pause it because I don't want to be waking up with no arms and be like, what the hell? And then realize that some random mistake I made just 1 second ago is now why that's happened. Like, yeah, I don't want that to be the case. But like, it's just one of them things where, yeah, I don't know.
Jamrock said, did you miss the part where I said last payment is 52?
He will be 52 years old. Yeah, but ain't that like what Man City are going to do with Messi, where if they'd have got him, they would have paid him off. And it was like, you know.
Sometimes decisions, in my opinion, have to be made for sporting reasons as opposed to business reasons.
That's I was going to say, yeah.
Mo LFC says, what do you think about Isak? Should we buy him? I like him. We should buy him, but it won't
He's a good
happen.
player. Yeah, that's what I said. Because he's going to cost money. What time we don't have.
Ash said, if Liverpool, Arsenal, Burnley, and Newcastle were trainers, what would they be?
Liverpool would be BW's best trainers ever made. Arsenal would be you know the Nike boot where it says air on the side where it's just such the era. Like because they always want to talk about being invincibles and they're an era team, innit? So they'd be
Arsenal will be. I'm giving them a lot of credit here. Arsenal might be Air Max 90s because Air Max 90s were the shoe, but now they're not. Like
Air Max.
No,
hold on. I wear Air Max 90s.
Yeah,
still.
I'm not gonna lie. Air Max 90s.
No.
I wear Air Max 90s still, bro.
Hear what I'm saying, lads.
Arsenal might be Reebok Classics, as Danny said.
Reebok.
I love Reebok.
Look, the thing is, Air Max 90s are sick,
like no one
but
wears
they're not the number one shoe anymore. If that makes sense, so it's not discrediting Air Max 90s.
I still say they're like top 5 Nike trainer though.
We say they're top 5 now.
Probably. They're the ones that will like survive the test of times. Like other ones come in and go, but they just keep going, bro.
See, I would say more Air Max.
I love 90s, so I'm gonna be biased.
Tailwinds kind of sticker. I don't know because they're kind of.
No, you know, I think I hit the nail on the head. They're Reebok classics. You look back on them very fondly and remember a time when you enjoyed wearing them.
That was Daniel FC. I can't take.
Oh, okay, big yeah. You look back on them with fond memories and remember a time when they were fully in fashion. But now they're a bit common and you don't really wear them anymore. Like no one really wears them anymore. I think Reebok Classics is a good one.
Burnley are just known. They're just playing.
Burnley are Tims. They're Tims. They're just Tims.
Burnley. No. Don't give them that much credit, bro. Burnley are like Asics.
No, they're Tims. Think about it.
You only wear them for hiking, bro.
No, Asics are good running trainers.
Burnley are Tims.
Maybe Mountain Warehouse.
Burnley are Tims. Do the maths.
All right, Burnley are Goaler then.
No, they're Tims.
No, but Tims is too much credit,
I don't think they've got any brand. And Newcastle are the richest shoes you can buy in the world. They're
I told you, man,
gold-plated
after the show.
Balenciaga,
Yeah,
slack
right
hybrid
now,
Versace.
Newcastle are on some Fendi meets Gucci meets Louis. Like, I don't even know what they're doing
Dripped
right
in
now.
gold and Salt Bay cooks with the trainers. I don't
Liberty.
know, like.
Someone said Arsenal are flip-flops, you know?
Man said, no, Troy M actually said, what did he say? Big up Troy. He goes, what did he say? Oh, I lost it. No. What did he say? Burnley are worn socks. Burnley are...
Man called Arsenal some Primark sliders, you know.
Nah, Any's the
Bad
best.
man.
Any's the best. Any said Burnley are shoes on wallabies.
Shoes on. Oh my god, you remember shoes on?
Wallabies,
Oh
bro, the
my
wallabies.
days.
Yeah, I remember
Nah.
I know, but if you're talking like Clarks
No,
or Shelley's, Wallabies were the ones,
talking
bro.
about
He said shoes on wallabies.
Yeah, I didn't
There's a
even know
big
shoes
difference.
on did Wallabies.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you know? There you go.
Sedad Ali says, would you rather meet your family in the past or the future?
Past, because then people like my nan and granddad who passed away, I could go and see them again. So yeah.
Saying that though, I doubt we'll be having any more kids, but to see how the kids grow up and all that as well would be intriguing.
Yeah, but then if you go and you see him standing over you with a shotty in your face, how'd you come back and look at him?
Well, I'd just take him out before he takes me out. He'd be like, Dad, what are you doing? I'd be like, you won't understand, but I've seen the future, son. No, I ain't going out like that. Like,
you know what that's like? You know, what's that Bruce Willis and thingy film?
Someone said earlier Crocs.
What, just static shocking people and that?
Oh,
what's that film, guys? With Joseph Gordon Levitt and Bruce Willis. That time traveling film. And it's got what's her name in it as well? Looper. That's it. That's on some Looper business.
Yeah.
Jamrock says Newcastle will be some Christian Louboutins. There'll be a hybrid of all different shoes. They really will.
Trust me.
They really will. But people, we've had a lovely show this evening. Good fun. What I will ask you guys to do in the comments actually is if there's anything you want us to start doing more of, whether it be on YouTube or social media, we'd love to get your thoughts on it. Obviously, we create content for you guys, so we'd love to know what things we could do to make sort of the experience better for you guys. So do let us know in the comments. Please like the video, guys. We get loads of you watching, but a lot of you don't like it. Please just tap that button. It really helps the channel to grow. Subscribe if you're new. We've got like a percentage of people who watch regularly but don't subscribe. Please do subscribe, guys. Again, just one button you've got to press. We will do Fury Wilder and AJ and Usyk and all that stuff. We will do that in Ish Talk for the members. Jamie, we will never ever will we do a Babe Station watch along on this channel. Like,
Man,
you've got a YouTube channel now, Jamie. You do it on yours, bro.
Is that even? Does that channel still go on? Is that still a thing?
Man said
Babe
Babe
Station.
Station.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know. We'll have to ask KG, bro. Maybe he's got some links in Newcastle. But we're not sure when we're going to be back yet.
No, most likely will be Wednesday. Most likely will be Wednesday.
Yeah.
Most likely.
So make sure you tune in for that. Keep up to date with us on social media as well, people. All of our handles are in the YouTube description, so make sure you check that out. Until next time, people, thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish and we're out, people. Take care.
Peace.
Babe Station.